Yo, what is up guys, Ghost here, welcome back to the channel. We've got some big news to go over today. This has just dropped, it's a new community update and it's Kevin Johnson, the community manager, posting this. And this holds some very big changes for the Assault class and the Recon class. I haven't read this myself yet, I'm going to read it live with you guys, but you're more than welcome to join, of course, if you're watching this after the fact. And apparently, they're swapping the spawn beacon around and giving that now to the Assault players instead. So I think it's going to be pretty interesting. As always, if you guys enjoy the content on the channel, don't forget to subscribe. There's going to be plenty more Battlefield 6 to come here in the future, and this is going to be the place to find it. So as always, thank you guys so much for the support. All right, guys, we are going to get into this in a second here. Just going to wait for some people to come in. I have made myself a nice little cup of tea. We're going to do more than, I'm sort of recording a video here at the same time as the stream, but we are also going to go over lots of other stuff. We've got some gameplay. The beta client has just become available as well for Battlefield 6, so we may even jump into that and have a little mooch around there. Get my lemon tea going here. I'm so impatient, dude. Whenever I make tea, I'm like, I need to drink it right now, but it's far too hot. Holy crap, yeah, that's too hot. Okay, that's not happening. Yo, 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 what is up, guys in the chat? Welcome, welcome. Wait a minute, is my chat not working? Let me go and fix that. Monitor. Okay, somebody say something in chat. Oh, never mind. I'm being an idiot. I had the wrong, I had the Twitch chat open, not the YouTube one, or the combined one. Hello, hello, welcome Connor. How are you doing, man? I see you there. Have you seen everybody in the general public starting to freak out a bit about skill-based matchmaking? I've seen some people. I don't think most people really care too much about skill-based matchmaking, though. Like, it's not going to be that. It's only going to be team balancing, as far as I know. One sec, I'm just going to put out a quick tweet here before we get into this news. Okay, so basically, there's a bunch of stuff to go over. Right when I was about to prepare the stream, I already had a lot of stuff queued up that I wanted to talk with you guys about. We've got some gameplay to look at. The beta client has just dropped. I've got that downloaded. Maybe some of you guys have just seen like the video I dropped there. It's got all of the options in there. But now there's a new community update, which is kind of going to take precedent here because there is some major changes coming for the Assault class and the Recon class. Now, I haven't read this yet, so we're going to go through it together. So let's just jump into it here. I am going to, like, caveat this a little bit with what, like, or not caveat it, but sort of started off with what Kevin Johnson says. So he says, some of the stuff listed in our latest community update are a must-read to understand where we are at with open beta, how Battlefield Labs continues, and what we're doing ahead of launch. For example, we are preparing something radical, and it is a first in many ways. We are aware of the lone wolf mentality of Assault, and we're working to improve it so that it has more relevance for your squad. Recon will no longer have a spawn beacon. Okay, it will be moving to Assault and changed into a deploy/rally beacon. This has a finite amount of uses. Destroys if the assault placer spawns on it, etc. Why? Because Recon in its own way is its own spawn beacon. Assault now has an active gadget to help motivate people to be that Assault player. Assault is the flanker leading the way, and it now leads the way with spawning. Give it a read, let us know your thoughts. Some of this stuff will not be live in open beta as a heads up. Okay, I mean that makes a sense. That makes sense there. He's not wrong. The recon player, like in the middle of Africa, up in the mountains or whatever, you can spawn in them because they're always alive. But let's check the actual the blog post. Okay, so open beta and the road to launch. It's big enough for you guys? Hello everyone, as we prepare for Battlefield 6's early access beta starting on Thursday, August 7th, followed by the open beta on August 9th, we wanted to take a moment to reflect on our journey so far with Battlefield Labs, how we've adapted your feedback, and what you can expect from future play sessions and gameplay iterations. As we prepare for launch, we'll take a brief pause with Battlefield Labs during the open beta period. Once concluded, we'll resume our commitment to feedback and continuous improvement through this program. We're proud of the reception that we've seen with Battlefield Labs, and we'll keep monitoring and acting on player feedback and data as we continue our development. So it's almost like Labs is going to continue pretty much like as soon as the beta's over. They're going to jump right back in there. I don't know if they're going to have just like the regular game. I think they're going straight onto the Battle Royale. So Battlefield Labs feedback and changes made for the open beta. Okay, closed versus open weapons. We recently shared our goal to connect both new and veteran players to the Battlefield experience. There have been ongoing discussions about previous class system, including interest in reintroducing closed weapons to classes as a playlist option. To support different playstyles, we are developing functionality that allows you to choose between closed and open weapon modes, starting with the open beta. We're starting with a closed weapon conquest playlist in beta, okay? You'll earn full XP progression in this mode, giving you the freedom to play your way. With the open beta inviting you to our largest play sessions yet, we encourage everyone to try switching between both systems to find out what works for you. So we originally thought this was going to be like a test, guys. You know, once they basically figured out which was more popular, they will put that in the main game. But apparently, from what I've heard, they're going to leave both options available. So maps and modes, we've been closely tracking player behavior and traversal across the different maps played in Battlefield Labs, such as for the below image of Siege of Cairo. Using this and other data, we've identified several areas across maps that we've zoned in on and changed to better the flow of movement and the pace at which players traverse and fight each other. So you can actually see how this is quite a long map here. There are a lot of like long roads in Siege of Cairo, and then there are also, you know, like fighting in and around lots of houses as well. Several direct changes have also been made to the layout of objectives, including improved cover, adjusted objective sizes, and tailored designs to support balanced play for both sides. We've also updated the visual look of objective boundaries and repositioned turrets across the map to further enhance gameplay. So these objective boundaries, in the early Labs builds, they were like this very obvious blue or red outline, and I think a lot of the feedback that I saw in the Discord was that it was a little bit too kind of arcadey, even though Battlefield is largely an arcade game. So I think they've rolled that back a little bit. So as we move into the next phase of map testing, our focus will shift even more toward refining these objective layouts and iterating based on player feedback. Expect further adjustments as we approach the final stages of development. Okay. We've always loved the fast-paced action of domination and have been exploring the best way to bring revives into the mode, a core element of Battlefield team play that we think really fits. After seeing positive feedback from players, we're excited to introduce reviving as a new mechanic, adding an extra layer of strategy and teamwork to the experience. Wait, could you not revive in Domination? Has that not always been a thing? Or I guess I don't really ever play Domination, to be honest with you, so I wouldn't really know. But I don't know, I thought you could revive in any game mode in Battlefield. Maybe it was just squad revives. Maybe you could only get your squad up and not anybody. Anyway. So on to the weapons then. Time to kill and time to death have been frequent topics of community feedback. With your input, we've balanced damage across the weapon pool, and we are eager to hear your thoughts on how these changes feel during the beta. We've also leveled up our weapon customization options. We've worked to enhance overall clarity to make the UI more user-friendly so it's easier to see which weapons synergize best with each class. These improvements are designed to help you make more informed choices when building your loadout, ensuring that you can quickly understand the strengths and intended roles of different weapons. To further differentiate the classes and provide unique weapon advantages, We've introduced signature weapons. Yep, okay. Selecting a weapon that aligns with your class now grants exclusive advantages for that weapon that no other classes will benefit from. For example, no other class will be able to utilize a sniper rifle as effectively as a recon. I do wonder, you know, with the signature weapon thing, like, part of me thinks this is going to be a nothing burger. Like, I still feel you will just pick any weapon, like the weapon you want, and you won't think about the signature weapons at all. You'll just go, okay, I want a carbine, I want an assault rifle, and to hell with the signature weapons and the class that I'm playing. I don't know. Maybe it won't turn out like that. Maybe there'll be some of them, like for the sniper rifles, that are good enough that it's actually worth it. You just downloaded the beta, Country Boy? Nice, dude. Yeah, me too. That's at least how it goes for me in 2042. I just don't really think about the signature abilities. All right, the road to launch. Adapting and implementing feedback takes time, and while Open Beta will give you an early look at the class system, it's not the final adaptation. After the Open Beta has concluded, there will be more opportunities to shape the class experience together before launch through upcoming Battlefield Labs play sessions. Oh, okay, so I'm wrong. Apparently they are going to continue testing all-out warfare. Today we wanted to give you a glimpse of further changes you can expect beyond Open Beta as we head towards launch. So the Assault class, here we go. While Assault has been recognized as the class for frontline medics and a favorite among lone wolf players, we're now placing greater emphasis on team play. With reworked traits and gadgets, Assault offers passive squad benefits that encourage teamwork and provide a stronger support for the squad. The Adrenaline Injector, initially offering a self-healing effect, now clears and boosts resistance to flash and stun effects, enhances tolerance to explosive and incendiary damage, and improves movement speed. We feel that this will reduce their self-sustaining perks and differentiate them further from the support class. So we kind of knew that, right? That was already in the last blog post. Commanding Presence has replaced Enhanced Mobility as the new signature trait. This trait speeds up capturing objectives for nearby squad members and takes you and your team out of combat status faster. With this new ability, we're taking another step to provide the Assault class with more team-focused abilities. We're also making a substantial change. Okay, before we get into this, that is actually massive. Like, faster cap speeds on objectives, that is huge for team play. I actually really, really like this. Like, Assault being a lone wolf has always been a problem in Battlefield, and you know, now with them removing, like, reviving, with them not being able to heal anybody even, they felt even more so that way. You know, also getting out of combat faster. If you're not aware, you can only spawn on a squad mate, like, once they're out of combat. So that is actually pretty big. Okay, so while we're making a substantial change to the gadget pool of the Assault class, we renamed the Spawn Beacon to Deploy Beacon, and it's now part of the Assault class gadget pool instead of Recon. Although the Deploy Recon has traditionally been a staple of the Recon class, it hasn't been without its challenges, often being used by solo snipers to redeploy in hard-to-reach places. By moving it to the Assault class, we are intentionally redefining it as a team play tool for frontline flanking and coordinated squad movement. The Deploy Beacon has a finite number of users per squad and will self-destruct if the Assault player spawns back on it, making it a tactical and limited resource rather than a persistent advantage. We believe this addresses concerns around Assault being too focused on solo play. I really like this as well. Like, if you've ever been playing and you've actually got a recon, like, in a good position, they're behind a flag in some little, like, secret bedroom, like a little cubby hole, it is actually a game changer. But the problem is that most of the time people play recon, like, they're not on the objective. They're not, like, you know, in and around it, right? They're just, like, up in the mountains, kind of doing their own thing. So I kind of got to agree with him here that I think, like, it does make more sense team play wise, but at the same time, it seems a bit of a shame that the recon class is losing something, right? I mean, I think it's good. It makes sense on the Assault class. You know, they're pushing the front lines. They can drop the spawn beacon there. People are going to spawn in them quicker. They're going to be the ones, like, capping the objectives now. But for recon players, it kind of sucks if you want to be, like, yeah, somewhere out in the boonies, and you can't actually respawn there. Because let's face it, how many times can you be bothered to run and hightail it halfway across the map to get to your little sniping tower? Anyway, let's see like what the recon's gonna get, if anything. So a completely new gadget is being introduced, the Assault Ladder. We saw that in the trailer, of course. This versatile tool provides squads with access to previously unreachable areas, functioning as either a ladder or ramp depending on deployment angle. As a powerful team play gadget, it enables assault players to lead not just their squad, but their entire team over obstacles, gain height advantages, or surprise the enemy in new ways. That is pretty interesting there as well. Like, obviously, you know, we saw that in the trailer, but yeah, it kind of reminds me of Battlefield Hardline. I think it was the assaults that got zip lines and they got grappling hooks. They could also open up new pathways, which, you know, I think in BF6, that could be massive because obviously you will have, we were talking about this in yesterday's stream, but sometimes stairways or certain entrance points into buildings get completely destroyed. So now you can create new ones with these ladders. What are you guys thinking about the recon changes? I see a lot of people not liking it. This will make recon useless, in my opinion. Christian says it's better like this. No more sniper camping. Just imagine that. Yeah, I gotta say I kind of agree with Christian there. If I play recon, I would always place the beacon where my team could respawn near the main fight. Maybe why shouldn't they maybe both have it? Would that be such an unbalanced thing if they both had spawn beacons? I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Well, I don't know if it's even going to be in the beta, but if it is, we'll see how it plays out. Yeah, they seem to have. Well, they seem to be going through the classes one by one, so we'll see what recon gets. Next up is engineer, then support. And then after that, we're going to end on recon, I think. Alright, so Engineer. We're pleased to hear balanced feedback on the Engineer class, especially in terms of their core role in vehicle gameplay and explosives. We're eager to learn more about how well the engineering gadget pool supports and destroys vehicles, and how effective engineers feel in direct combat. We'll be closely monitoring their toolkit's performance in large-scale battles, and are keen to hear your thoughts on whether playing as an engineer feels impactful and rewarding. Okay, so that's kind of just like, you know, no major changes there. For support, we've received generally positive feedback regarding support, and we're actively evaluating a few key areas for improvement. We're focusing on the refresh rate of supply crates and how well these supports signature weapon buffs contribute to the flow of the game. We want to ensure that support players feel essential to their squads, both in keeping teammates supplied and in boosting overall combat efficiency. Yeah, my experience of support with these the crates that they have, because they replenish now health, ammo, gadget ammo, like everything, is that they're a little bit too good. A lot of people were playing support, and you could understand why, right? If you can replenish your own health, you've got a lot of self-sustainability there. So I can understand why they're focusing on the refresh rate here of the supply crate, so you can't spam it all over the place. Okay. Recon. So for Recon, we saw the opportunity to strengthen the disinformation and sabotage components of its role. With that in mind, we set out to redefine one of Recon's training paths by removing Pathfinder and replacing it with Spec Ops, a nod to the stealthy, explosive-focused class last seen in Battlefield 2. Oh, that's kind of cool. This is the path for anyone who wants to take on the stealth function of their squad, providing them with insights on troop movement while quietly operating behind enemy lines. So first of all, the first one here, your base class training, available from the start, and allows quieter takedowns, crouch and prone movement. So that's good, but it's only crouch and prone movement, right? It's not like, it's not even standing up, non-running movement. So, like, how... That being said, you can sprint in crouch in this game. So maybe that's going to be a bit of a tactic there. So the first one you can upgrade here, or you get upgraded as you sort of play the game and get experience. Spots nearby enemy gadgets, except when sprinting. That sounds kind of pants in my book. And then the next one is going prone takes you out of combat much faster and removes the spot on self. Okay, that is good. So I don't know if Go in Combat is tied to the regen. I think it is. Like, once you get out of combat, then your soldier will regen. But other than that, obviously, it's going to allow your squad mates to spawn on you, and removing spot is actually really, really, really handy as well there. In addition, the Recon class features an active ability at level 3 that lets you call a UAV to a marked position for passive spawning, further enhancing your squad's situational awareness. Yeah, we already know about that one, of course. Together with the Recon signature trait, Aim Spotting, which automatically spots enemies while you're aiming down sights, you'll be fully equipped to play out the intelligence and counterintelligence role to its full potential. So these two things here are the same as they were before. Nothing new there, but I gotta say, this doesn't really sound like that good. Like, kind of meh. Yeah, I'm seeing more mez in the chat here. I don't know, maybe like I'm gonna try it out. Like I want to say, let's play the beta, right? Let's try out all this stuff. I'm sure we're all gonna try these trees, and some kind of meta is gonna evolve here. Like somebody's gonna have their own favorite tree. So I don't want to just ride it off like straight away. But like, are they not gonna say anything about gadgets here? Like, do Recon not get a new gadget? Are they even removing the spawn beacon? They did say they're taking it off of Recon, right? Commanding presence. We're making this change. We've renamed the spawn beacon to deploy, and it's now part of the assault class instead of Recon. So what do they get then? Because that was like one of the best parts of their kit, in my opinion, was the spawn beacon. That is the thing when I spawned as Recon that I used like every single spawn. Like it was their main class gadget. So I'm like, wait, what? Okay, that's a question that needs to be answered. So what's next? Open beta is your chance to jump in, share feedback, and help shape the future of Battlefield 6. Check out our open beta readiness article for everything you need to know to get started. We also invite you to join us on the official Discord to get updates. We'll return after Battlefield with more learnings, yada yada, the Battlefield team. Okay, cool. So, awesome. Battlefield, open beta, starting soon. I don't know why it won't let me get off the highlights here, but I digress. So, guys, thoughts on this? It's kind of hit and miss for me. Like I say, I think it makes sense on the assault class, right? You've got the assault class, especially with the new trait that they get there, where they get out of combat quicker. I think they said like their teammates their squad mates rather get out of combat faster as well. And then they get the spawn beacon now, or the deploy beacon as they're calling it. So you can put that down on the flag, and you're gonna get like tons of your team just pouring in there really, really, really fast, and that's gonna help like capping the flag. But what about the poor old Recon class? Like what do they get? I don't know. Maybe there is something coming here, like. I have to say, I didn't play Recon at all in labs. I played basically Assault Engineer and Support the whole time because I'm just not really a Recon player in general. So it's not bothering me too much. I can link you guys though. Give me a second here. I'll post it in the chat for Twitch and YouTube. There you go. Yeah, it's not like a... Yeah, I haven't played Recon that much, so like personally, I guess I don't care that much. But of course, I care for you guys. I care for you Recon players out there, because I don't think there are that many like awesome gadgets that Recon have. I know they do get this. They've got like the binocular gadget from Bad Company 2, where you can call in artillery strikes. I think that is actually like the second one, like the other tree. Instead of getting like the UAV, you get these like binoculars that allow you to call in stuff. Am I allowed to stream the beta? Well, the beta's not live yet. Like we have the I can show you guys the client, yeah. We can jump in. I mean, you guys can all download the client right now for yourselves. Everybody can, regardless of early access or not. But yeah, guys, I'm kind of in two minds about this. Like, I feel on the one hand, this really makes sense for the assault class. They're the ones that are going to be on the flag, and with this new trait, allowing your squad mates to spawn on you, having a spawn beacon down there is going to be awesome. But what about the poor recon players? What are they getting in return? I don't feel like the gadget selection for them is particularly good. Leave me your thoughts down below. Let me know what you guys all think about this. As always, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe to keep up with everything Battlefield, and I will see you all in the next one. Okay, that was a YouTube outro, in case you weren't aware. But we're going to keep on going here in the live stream, of course. I bet you were like, why is he repeating himself? He literally just said that. But I forgot. I didn't say it in a YouTubey way. Okay, let's take a look at some of the comments here. I want to know what people think on Twitter. So this is like right under the post. Wait, what? This guy says, just as a reminder as well, nobody in the early access is allowed to stream or create content if they are part of the EA playtesting group. Isn't that right? Excuse me? Early access beta participation is for those who pre-ordered the top tier game. Nope. And for playtesters. The public beta is for everyone. Wait, what? No, dude. I'm sure we can stream the game on the 7th, right? I don't want to not stream the game for 2 days. That can't be right. It's got to be open. Anyway. Good, well thought out changes, especially around Assault to make them less of a lone wolf. Recon sounds like a decent team player for once too. Will there be an alert for assaults? Okay. Nobody seems to really be kicking up a fuss about this, to be honest, which is like, I don't know, probably a good thing. Again, like with all these changes, I'd say, hey, let's just like wait until we play the game, okay? But let's not blow things out of proportion. And actually, interesting in this blog post, they mentioned that they're gonna make more changes. So I was like, wait a minute, they're gonna continue to iterate, because it's my understanding that there is only like 2 months essentially, like until the game comes out, right? So how are you going to make like significant changes to it in 2 months? But apparently they are. Maybe that's going to come in the form of a day 1 patch. Wait, the closed beta is under NDA per the email? You are kidding me, guys. Really? Oh my, I've been telling everybody literally every video I'm going to be streaming it on the 7th. And nobody said anything to me. You can't stream or post videos of the gameplay on the 7th? Let me check my email. You guys better not be trolling me. This doesn't make any sense, dude. Okay, so I'm going to tell you. You're talking about the thing at the bottom of the email, right? There's a box, and it says, please keep in mind that everything related to EA playtesting is strictly confidential, yada, yada, yada. We're talking about that, yeah? Because okay, the thing is, guys, yeah, okay. So I'm almost 100% certain, I'll try and confirm this with Kevin, that box is just put on every email that you get from Battlefield Labs. So if you got the email and you're like, hey, you got into the early access, that is simply there because you received an email from Battlefield Labs. Every email that goes out from Battlefield Labs has that reminder at the bottom that says it's strictly confidential, and what it means is like you should not be showing that email to other people, right? But you cannot have a beta with an NDA. Like, think about all the people who got in with a Twitch drop. Do you think they're going to abide by an NDA? Like, do you think they're all signing NDAs when they go and like redeem the key? 100% no way, dude. Like, it doesn't really make any sense either, because you want people to see the game. It's a marketing beta as well. You want people to see the game, so it's in your interest to have people streaming it on the first 2 days, and people who don't have access, they're going to be coming along and going like, oh, this game looks amazing. How do I How do I get in? And then you say, oh, you can play it on the 9th. I'm going to make sure of this, though. I will message Kevin. Okay, let's do that right now. Let's launch the game right now, guys, okay? Because you can download it. As you can see, it's right here, Battlefield 6 Open Beta. And anyone can download this, whether you have access to the open beta or not. You can download it right now. I mean, access to the 2 early days or not, you can download it. So let's go and have a look what it says. Because I can tell you from the Labs client, first of all, this is not the Labs client. This is a separate client than Labs. I had to download another one. And I can tell you that Labs client has stuff all over it saying like, NDA, this is confidential, yada yada. Okay, there you go. Early access begins August 7th. Lock and load soldier, early access begins. Open beta is live. That's it. Click bulletin, there's nothing else there. If you click learn more, it probably just brings up the Battlefield 6 page here. Everything you need to know for the beta. Like, I've read this, I've not seen a single NDA warning anywhere, so that would just make no sense, guys. But yeah, since we're in the client, we can have a little look around. I actually have just uploaded a video showing all of the settings anyway, so whew, I hope I'm not going to get cancelled again. I do like the party finder. This is on Steam, right? So you can see you've got EA and Steam friends together here. This is my first Battlefield game on Steam, so I don't know, maybe that's nothing new. It's new to me. But I do quite like this menu. It's better than the Battlefield 2042 one. In yesterday's video, I said that the UI looked kind of placeholder in Labs, but actually it feels a lot better now. So if you guys want to see all of these options in detail, then let me go here so you can see them a little bit better. Then there is a video up on my channel going over everything here. I recommend downloading the client as soon as possible, guys, and going through all your options, because there's like a bunch of stuff. The accessibility menu here, I can tell you from Labs, this is pretty handy because it's got like most of the things that you want to access readily available. So, you know, you got to dial in your sense. This is kind of interesting here. It actually shows you like mouse movement distances for a 360. So, you know, based on like different DPIs. Although I'm pretty sure this is supposed to change. Like if I change this, it's supposed to show me here, but that's clearly not working right now. But you can, yeah, you can change this in increments if you want. I think I can never remember what I even used in Labs. I couldn't figure out my exact 2042 sense. But there's tons and tons of gameplay stuff here. Vault over sprint. You've got crouch toggle sprint, double tap forward sprint, door barge. You can turn off the landing roll apparently. Double tap crouch for sprint slide. We've also got aircraft sensitivity, helicopter sensitivity. They've also got like helicopter control assist, which is probably for new people who don't know how to play vehicles in Battlefield. Controller, that's pretty self-explanatory. Then you got mouse and keyboard here. You've got the good old uniform soldier aiming, something I always use. Field of view is horizontal this time. So Battlefield games have always had vertical field of view. So I always used 89, which equates to 120 horizontal. So just be aware that in this game, they've gone over to horizontal for whatever reason. Parachute auto deploy. Let's see, graphics. So it's kind of confusing because they've got like graphics quality, and then there's like a performance preset, and there's only like, there's balanced, or there's performance, or custom. And I thought this has got to be like upscaling, right? But apparently it's not. And it just says balance mode targets stable frame rate with a focus on higher visual fidelity. Performance mode lowers visual quality to enable higher frame rates and therefore reduced input latency for a smoother gameplay experience. So I'll have to try both of those out. I have had this on Ultra, and then you can see you've got like everything else here. And then outside of that, if we go to advanced graphics, then you've got your DLSS. So I've also got DLSS here on quality, but then there's also this other option with like balanced and quality. So I'm kind of confused like between the difference. But yeah, I'd say graphics options pretty similar to what we've seen in oh, we want to turn motion blur off for sure. Weapon field of view wide or narrow? While wider will make it appear smaller. Okay, selecting narrow will make the weapon appear bigger on screen, so we probably want that on wide. Probably narrow is nice for taking screenshots and stuff like that. Camera shake. I probably want to turn that down, to be honest. Turn those off. Oh yeah, here we go. Borderless. Oh, you can hide the hood. That's nice. It's a toggle in here as well. Soldier hood motion, vehicle hood motion. Advanced HUD settings. There's not too many minimap settings here, guys. You've got size, which is already 100, which is not that huge. And then we've got like the opacity. You know, a few settings there. You can change the distance for infantry, probably vehicles here, and then air vehicles, I would guess. You probably want to put that on 600 for the air vehicles. I might even crank that up to like 125. Dynamic minimap. Enable minimap to follow the direction the player is facing. Right. Wait, isn't that just view rotation? If disabled, rotation remains fixed. Isn't that just the same thing? I don't know. I wish I could jump into a test range and try it out a little bit. Big map opacity. So you can bring up, of course, the big map in the game. You can show the compass at the top or not. Change your HUD colors here. Yeah, that's pretty much that for that one. Audio is pretty cool. So you got, you know, your input here, your sound system. And then for the mix, we've got high dynamics, night mode, which is a more narrow dynamic range with reduced low end, suitable for listening at a lower volume. Then you've got good old war tapes. And then you've got war tapes VAL, or very aggressive listening. Expands upon war tapes with further raw aggression in the heat of battle field. So this is like war tapes plus, guys. That's going to be madness. I'm definitely going to have to like turn the HUD off and put this on. Daniel, for everybody asking about drops in Twitch, there are no drops active at the moment. So for all of those guys in the Twitch category at the moment who you see with titles saying drops, they're all full of it. They're just trying to farm views, and there are no drops on at the moment. So yeah, at least not on my channel. I think it's either on for everyone or it's not on for anyone, as far as I know. What else we got here? There is some interesting stuff for the voice chat. So you've got voice chat position. So we've got flat, you've got directional, and then you've got in-world. So voice chat has reverb or distancing applied based on player character location. So as far as you understand it, like if you're my squaddy and you're over there, then I hear it directly from where your character is in the game. I don't think you can talk to enemy players though. I don't think it's that kind of squad chat, or voice chat rather. But that would be interesting. These are all just kind of standard. Push to talk binding. Enable VoIP stats. I really don't know what that is. But I've got it on because I want to find out. Do I think they've implemented skill-based matchmaking without telling? No, I don't. I think they're going to have team balancing. I think if they've come this far, to have aggressive skill-based matchmaking would be one of the worst things they could do. Battlefield has never needed aggressive skill-based matchmaking. There's no reason it needs it now. So why would they put it in there? This is also a new option here, guys. Tinnitus sound effects volume. So for those who don't know, tinnitus is like that ringing sound you get in your ear, like for example when an explosion goes off, and so you can turn that down. If that is particularly painful or your ears are sensitive to that, you can turn down the volume on it, and you can even target specific frequency ranges. So tinnitus is very high on the frequency scale here, and if there's a specific frequency that you don't like, you can even turn that one down. That is some attention to detail there. There's also like radio music here in the game. So I don't know if this is mainly like a streamer option. There's in-world radio volume, driver radio volume, and then passenger radio volume. So there's gonna be songs playing from vehicles. VoIP stats is like a latency or a quality bar, maybe a visual meter. I've honestly never seen that in a game before, Scribble. So that's a new thing to me. How do I download the beta on Steam? Let me show you guys. Battlefield 6. Am I already on Battlefield 6? I'm already on Battlefield 6. Let's pause that. Let's pause that. There you go. It should say play the Battlefield 6 open beta now. You click on it, and then you click play now, and it'll install it for you. Simple as that. Did we check out everything there? Yeah, okay, let's move on to system. So there's a streamer mode, and there's an anonymous mode. I don't really get the streamer mode. It says when enabled, the IDs of the other players on the server appear differently to you. I don't really know why you would want other people's IDs to be hidden. I get this one, anonymous mode. Your ID appears different, so if you're a streamer, you can just... It won't say Ghost Gaming, it will just say like some generic name, like I'm a bot. But this one, I don't know. I don't get it. Then you've got enable radio music here. We've of course got the minimap settings, and you got the network graph here, which you can turn on. Oh, is that the hey, look, that's the what do you call it thingy? That's actually showing my my chat mic here. And there it's showing every time I talk, it's showing the input. That's kind of cool. So you can see if your microphone is actually working here. I don't know what the T or the F stands for, but that's actually a nice addition. Turn that one off. Damage log, you got an event graph here, which aren't appearing until you're probably in a game. Where is the... There's somewhere... There's actually like a graph as well. Maybe it's in graphics, so you can see your FPS and whatnot. Oh, dude, where is it? I gotta say, sometimes I do get lost in these options because you go in one of them, and then within them, there's like another panel, and you click that, and then you kind of leave the other ones. Visuals advanced modify, so it must be in graphics. Is it in here? Frame rate limiter. Oh, performance overlay. Yeah, thank you very much. There we go. So you can have it just like this, as we all know it from Battlefield 2042 up in the corner. Or you can have it as extra. Or you can have it with the graph and everything there, which is really, really nice. I like that they've added all this stuff in. Obviously, like, it's not all new. It's been there before, but now it's just in the menus. Before, you needed to know, like, the custom command up here to get those things to show up. And I think there's a lot of people who just never realized that was a thing. So yeah, there you go, guys. Unfortunately, we can't do anything more than that. There's just the options, and then if you come in play, there's nothing here. There's just the bulletin. It would be nice if we could go in the test range and I could have a look, but alas, we can't. But I would recommend definitely downloading it and checking it out for your guys yourselves, you know, getting it all set up and everything. That is important. Yeah, we can only play on the 7th, guys, so, you know, you've got a few days to get it done. I think it's also, you can get it on the EA clients, you can get it on PlayStation. It's available for download everywhere. How to download? You just go to the Steam page and click. You'll find the beta there and just download it. I don't know about the EA. Let's check the EA store. Ugh, EA app. I don't want to go in here, but I guess I'm gonna have to, guys. The things I do for you guys, going in the EA app. Jesus. Jeez. Okay, library. Nope, not library. Let's go browse, is it? Is that the store? Okay. Oh, here we go. It's just right there. Battlefield 6 open beta. So which one you need to download is actually, it depends which is linked for you to your EA account. So if you're coming from, okay, let's say you signed up for Battlefield Labs. If you got an email from Battlefield Labs saying, hey, you've been invited to the early access, you need to use the account that you use for Labs. Like whichever account is linked to your EA account. Like if you log into your EA account, you'll see what you've got available there. Sorry, what's connected to that account. So if you've got Steam and your EA account connected, I think you can use either. I'm actually probably going to download this client as well, because I don't know, I don't want to have the Steam one installed and then I've got early access on this one instead of the Steam one, because you can't really tell. There's nothing that indicates in game that says, hey, you're going to have access on the 7th. You just have to sort of trust the system to some degree. And I've been in my EA account and it says for me that I've got, of course, like I can get it here, but I've also got my Steam connected. And I've actually played Labs on 2 separate clients. I've played it first here on the EA app, and then I was moved over to Steam because I think they wanted to they wanted to playtest it essentially and make sure that it was working on Steam. So I got shoved over there. So now I'm like, where do I play it then? You see it on EA, but not Steam. Let me show you guys again. I just showed it to some folks. You guys don't see this? So there is a difference, guys. On the EA app, you've got a separate, you search for Battlefield 6 open beta. On Steam, you go to the Battlefield 6 page. There is no separate page. You just go to Battlefield 6, and next to where you buy the game, which you'll notice I haven't done yet, by the way. No shade at anybody who has. You'll see the open beta, and you should be able to get it. The email says whatever account is linked to this email. Yeah, that's not really great help, is it? Because basically your email that you get the email from, it's probably your EA account. But I've got both linked. I think the way they're innovating the classes will lead to some quantity of players want to play without locked weapons. Yeah, you could be totally right there. I mean, I'm going to try both in the beta. I'm going to do some locked weapons. I'm probably going to start with locked weapons, which is like the good old Battlefield way of playing things. Then I'm going to go to open weapons, and I'm going to see if I can tell any difference. Like if I switch to open weapons and it's like far better and improved, maybe I'll have to eat my hat and get on that wagon again, you know. Oh, thank you so much, Call of Fluty. I'm glad I was some assistance there in the flying. Is your GPU an RTX 3080 Ti? No, I really need to update my Twitch description there. I'll get it done at some point. No, I'm on a 5090 now. So I'll probably be getting decent. I think I've had like in labs like 200 FPS with ultra settings before, which is definitely not bad. CPU to 9800 X3D. Did you see the aim assist settings in the Battlefield 6 beta? Is it controller only? I hope so. I mean, I assumed that those settings that we saw was only for controller. I mean, if I see aim assist, I assume, okay, that's going to be a controller setting, and I just skip past it. But now you have me worried a little bit. From what I've heard, I mean, there was nobody saying that aim assist is crazy. You know that, like, there were a lot of great FPS players attending, so if there was any kind of aim assist for mouse and keyboard, they would have said something about that. And I think I watched Flackfire's video this morning, and he said aim assist even on controller is actually a little bit less potent than it normally would be. While I agree on a lot of this, we're now in a situation where everyone will just play Assault. I know I wouldn't go so far as to say everybody will play Assault Rashman, but yes, it's looking quite lucrative. But I would say on support, Engineer is always going to be extremely useful as well.
I see it now in Steam. Thanks for showing how to lol him dumb.
No, you're not dumb, dude. Thank you for the 5 though. Appreciate that, Ro. You know, engineers are always going to need to be played. If you think about it, engineer is the only class in Battlefield that you have to play. Like, if you don't switch to engineer, you will lose. Like, if you just let the vehicles go nuts, you're done for. You're not going to win. The other classes, you can kind of take them or leave them. You can hop around and whatnot. As you go ahead and unpause
I have one
now.
question that scares me. If I have a group of friends larger than 4, will we be able to play together easily without going to Portal?
That is a very good question. Thank you so much, Mr. CEO, for the 5 there. Appreciate that. I can't really answer that for you, man. I mean, I hope so. From what they've talked about the server browser, and I talked about this a lot in today's video, in fact, it sounds like they're going to elaborate on it soon. But if I had to guess, it's going to be on the homepage, kind of front and center, and community-made, you know, experiences there will also be showcased to some degree. But I think it's going to work like every Battlefield game, really, where you squad up with 3 other people, and you can just hop in as a squad of 4. I think if you want to get more people in there, you would have to join with your squad of 3. Then you would have to have your other friends join on you. And the problem with that is with matchmaking, if you join, then the server's full. So then your other squad mates or other players can't join on you. So what you'd probably have to do is find a Portal server with enough spaces, join there, knowing that they could then join on you and there'd be spaces. Thank you so much for the follows, guys. It's going absolutely nuts. Appreciate it. I did have my notifications off there because I was recording a video earlier, and I think it sort of saves them all up. So we might get a little bit of spam here. But thank you. I appreciate everybody who's followed the channel, subscribed to the channel. Really, really means a lot. Hopefully Battlefield 6 is going to be great for all of us, you know. I just hope... I really hope it brings a lot of people to the franchise, a lot of new people. It's going to be extremely interesting, I think, to see like all the Call of Duty people and people who've never played a Battlefield game before, you know, in vehicles, in helicopters, in jets, crashing into the mountains, because we've all been there at some point. All right, let's look into the next thing. Let's look into the stuff I actually had queued up for you guys before all of this crazy news dropped. I haven't even gotten to that yet. We do have some interesting stuff from Battlefield Bulletin here. If I can find it again. This man posts so much, it's hard to find. Okay, yeah, here we go. So this was the post he put out yesterday. Oh, cheers again for the 5, man.
Not thrilled by the answer TBH, but thanks. 2042 killed my community BC of that exact issue. Hope it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, me too, man. There's a lot of issues with the server browser as well, like, you know, just not getting the same map twice. Wouldn't that be nice to not get renewal like 3 times in a row? But I digress. So some additional details on Battlefield 6 here via dev interviews and comments. I probably actually read a lot of these yesterday because we watched a lot of dev interviews in yesterday's stream, but we'll go over them anyway. So the open beta features 1 field training per class, but in the full game there will be 2. Okay, I actually didn't know that. So you're not going to pick and choose this time. So maybe, like I said earlier, we're not going to actually get to test this out as fully as I first thought. So apart from Firestorm, DICE plans to add more classic maps later on. Oh, nice. Okay, that really is good. So Firestorm is the only remake here, but I would be surprised if we didn't see more. For those who don't know, we've already seen data mined Talar Market from Battlefield 3. What was it called? Downtown from Hardline. And there's another map. Help me out here, guys. I can't remember what it is. Not Caspian Border, not Metro. Oh my god, it's gone. But we've seen this from Propaganda. Thank you, Tiger Leon. Propaganda, yes, from Battlefield 4's DLC. So they've all been found in the files. I'm almost certain that they are coming at some point, but not coming at launch. So the sweet spot mechanic is back for most of the sniper rifles. Somebody needs to fill me in on this because I'm a noob when it comes to Battlefield 1 and 5. I didn't really play those games, and so I don't, as far as I understand the sweet spot mechanic, there is a certain distance with a sniper rifle that you can get a one-hit body kill. Is that what it is? Like, I don't know if it's like, does that mean that if you're too close, there's no one-shot body kill? And if you're too far away, there's no, like, one-hit kill? But if you're somewhere in between in this so-called sweet spot, you get a one-hit body kill? Because that seems very, like, counterintuitive. So if you're closer than that sweet spot, you don't get the kill? Like, I don't really get that. But apparently it's coming back. So I think a lot of people didn't like that from what I've seen of Battlefield 1. I have to say, Battlefield 1 mechanics-wise was not really my cup of tea. Great looking game, atmospheric as hell, and probably one of the best looking Battlefield games, if not the best looking Battlefield game. But gameplay wise, I don't know, it wasn't for me, dude. It's awful. Oh dear. Oh dear. There will be mouse and keyboard support for consoles. That is actually big. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people ask for this for Battlefield 2042. Apparently, there are more people than you think that have a mouse and keyboard for a console, so that's going to be interesting. I know that with crossplay, I don't think they've necessarily said that there is input-based crossplay matchmaking, but I know you can opt to preferably, queue up against people on either your platform or other consoles. So what happens if someone's using mouse and keyboard on a console? Does that automatically put them with PC people? Not sure. So Escalation, that is the new game mode, supports 64 players and it starts with up to 7 capture points. As flags are lost, additional vehicles come in reinforcements. Okay, so I was talking about this quite a lot yesterday. It sounds a lot like Control from Battlefield 2042, where, in that mode you get like sort of round 1 and you got 4 flags, then you get 3 flags, the next one, then 2, and then 1. But you get these as, you get these ascension points, right, that you can call in vehicles with. In this mode, though, it sounds like you just get given, like, more vehicles on your spawn points. So not every game mode will be available on all maps. This, I think, is actually good. And again, I was talking about this yesterday, that back in the day, DICE used to make game maps more in mind with specific game modes. So Damavan Peak is a great example of a map that is made for Rush in Battlefield 3. You could play Conquest on it as well, but you could tell that it was mainly made for Rush. And it sounds like they're kind of going back to that here. So they're not just putting every game mode on every map. Didn't Flatfire say that it's input-based matchmaking, or was it story only? I don't know. I don't know, Jimmy. Like, who was it? There's so much news come out now. I've made so many videos. It's hard to remember, like, where I found that. Was it on Reddit? I could go back and look at my video because I always put the receipts on screen so we could check that. But from how I understood it, it doesn't sound like that. Okay, so the bridges on the Brooklyn base map will be destructible in the campaign, but not in multiplayer due to performance reasons. Okay, so from the big reveal trailer, like before the gameplay trailer, we saw the Brooklyn Bridge get kind of blown up, and everybody was like, oh, it's Levolution. Apparently not. It's just a set piece for the campaign. And then weapons will come with some base attachments unlocked, but players will be able to unlock more as they progress with each weapon. Okay, I do like this. So you get like a starter kit for the weapon, which I don't think we got in Battlefield 2042. You just got like a bare weapon, and you had to start from scratch. So what that meant was whenever you got a new weapon, you'd start using it, but it really couldn't fulfill its potential because it was naked. And then apart from vehicles we've seen so far, there will be more at launch. Okay, so that pretty much again means the Nightbird, right? We've seen what vehicles have we seen? And we've seen the attack jets. We've not seen the other kind of jet. I guess the fighter jet, really. We've seen tanks. We've seen AA tanks. We've seen IFVs, buggies, attack helicopters. I think the only big one we haven't seen is the Nightbird, or the Little Bird, rather. That's also been data mined recently by Temporal, so it's gonna be there. New Royale leak 10 seconds ago shows one POI. Can you link that, Capsulec? Good info on EA about the beta. Let's have a look at this here. Let me try and find this for you guys first. Yeah, this should answer any questions that you guys have. I think we know most of this already. So for the maps here, we're going to be getting basically what you guys saw from the creator event. So there's going to be a conquest version of Siege of Cairo. Then there's going to be includes the area used in the team deathmatch version of the map. However, the placement of objects, how destruction is used, and other factors will differ when playing that same area in TDM. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's nice. They've shifted things around a bit there then. A team has taken great care to ensure that combat zones feel notably different so that each play space fits the mode you selected when it comes to scale, intensity, and tactical options. So we've got Siege of Cairo. That's this one here, which you'll have seen probably the most leaks from labs, I would expect. Then we've got the one up in the mountains here, Liberation Peak in Tajikistan. And then we have the Gibraltar map here, Iberian Offensive, which actually, out of the three, this is my favorite map, then this one, and then it's this one. A lot of people put this one in second place and this one in third place. And I think they're also going to be adding the fourth map as well. So we're going to get Conquest here. We know how that works. We don't need to really read that, do we? Capturing points, reviving fallen teammates, and eliminating enemies all impact the tide of battle. Revives are especially crucial. Each one saves a life, helping your team stay in the fight longer. Yep. Closed weapons breakthrough. So an intense objective-driven mode where attackers work to secure... Well, we know how that works. So basically, there's going to be... It sounds like Conquest with open weapons. Maybe also closed weapons. And then only closed weapons for breakthrough. Oh, and then we've got also regular breakthrough. So that must be just like... If it doesn't say closed weapons, it means open weapons. And then we've got Domination, capture and hold multiple control points, yada yada. King of the Hill, we all know how that works. You do get some rewards here as well that you can take into the full game. You can't carry progression over, guys, but you can carry cosmetics over. Did I read the post about the road to launch? I have, yes. We've already been over that one. There will be a video coming probably later tonight on that. It's early enough. I think I can squeeze it out. I'm kind of spamming you guys with content today, aren't I? I've put up like 2 videos in a stream now. Sorry. Apologize to your sub boxes. So reach level 10. Lights out player card. Reach level 15. Level 20. Get 50 close quarter kills within 10 meters. Reward striking distance weapon package. Which is probably this one. No, it's that one there. This is the second week. This is the first week. Huh. Is that wrong? You'll have the chance to earn rewards throughout 7 challenges during week 1 of the open beta. Striking distance weapon package, but it says this is weekend 2. I think they've made a typo. I think it's this one. Domination weapon package. Anyway, whatever. You basically just level up and do some stuff, and you get skins. You get cool stuff, guys. So that's kind of nice. I do like there's going to be some progression in here. Like, they're not just going to give you everything. Like, you can actually play it and progress in the beta test. And then for weekend 2... okay. So we only get the new map in the second weekend, guys. Play all the maps from weekend 1 plus Empire State. A lot of people say this is the best of the 4. This is infantry only, though, so... It depends what you want. And there's going to be Rush on that one. Squad Deathmatch as well. I don't think they played Rush in the event, did they? Yeah, so this is week 2, and you'll see here it says the reward is the Domination Weapon Package, which is actually listed here in week 1. So I don't know if this is wrong or if the text is wrong. I think the text is wrong rather, but it doesn't matter. I'm sure most of you are going to try and play both weekends anyway, so if you want to get those, you can. But yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Yeah, they also dropped a little trailer for the beta. It's kind of nice. So nothing in the post on vehicles. Well, I can tell you what vehicles will be there. So the 2 maps, the one in Gibraltar and the one in Cairo, they have tanks and IFVs on there. And then the one in the mountains in Tajikistan, you're going to get attack jets, attack helicopters, and then there's the AA tank as well, in addition to tanks and IFVs. And then the Empire State map has, as far as I know, no vehicles. So I don't know, like, I'm guessing there's not going to be any kind, like, we're not going to see a server browser in the open beta. There's not going to be anything like that. You're just going to matchmake. So if you want to play, let's say, jets, which I would want to, I want to be getting a lot of jets and a lot of recordings with attack helicopters and really give you guys, like, my thoughts on that. You're not going to be able to actually just go and play the, I keep forgetting the name of the map now. It's called Capstone, like, the internal name is Capstone, but I don't remember what the proper name is. The one in the mountains, anyway. You're not going to be able to just spam that map. You're going to have to go through the others. Where do I get the creator code to get the beta? So those are coming from drops, but as far as I know, drops are not on at the moment. Even though, like, a lot of people right now in the Battlefield 6 category on Twitch, guys, they're putting drops in their name, but there are no drops. Like... They're only active at certain times, and I don't know when the next time is going to be, but I would suspect that soon they're going to open them back up again so that everybody can get them. I don't know if anybody can see in the chat there if they're actually getting a drop at the moment. Maybe they have opened them back up. Let me check my dashboard here. It gives me any info. Can't wait for Thursday. Glad I got a day off. Yeah, same, man. Same. It's going to be nice. Drops are back on the August the 7th if you watch for 30 minutes. Okay, yeah. So that makes perfect sense. That's like I was saying. A lot of people thought it was going to be under NDA. So anybody who kind of gets to the party late, and unfortunately, if you guys don't have drops yet, I think you might be a bit late with that, because if you didn't do I have a creator code? No, I don't have a creator code. Me and EA, we're not good buddies anymore. For whatever reason. But that won't stop me getting drops, I don't think. It just goes for anybody in the category. So there's 3 ways you can get in, guys. If you had signed up for Battlefield Labs before the 31st, then you should have gotten an email. If you didn't sign up before then, you can't get one that way. I think there's no possibility there. The second way is drops. But apparently, according to what people are saying in chat, they're only going to re-enable those drops on the 7th when it's already started. So you could wait. Like, I will be streaming both here on YouTube and Twitch on the 7th at 8 o'clock in the morning. As soon as the beta opens up, I'm going to try and stream the game and play it as long as I can that day. I've pretty much like taken the day to do just that. So if you guys want to come by the channel, you should be able to watch for like half an hour, grab yourself a code, and then redeem it. So that way you'll only miss out on like half an hour, maybe 1 hour of the beta max. But there is another way. You can get the EA like Pro subscription. And anybody who's in EA Pro gets the early access as standard. So what you could do is buy that, and then if you don't want it, you could just cancel it. But I think it costs like $16, $17 a month. So I'd probably say if you just care about getting in the beta, and that's the only reason you'd want EA Play, just wait till the 7th, watch somebody for an hour, and then you're good to go. You can't find the open beta article. Let me see if I can go back and find it here. It was in the YouTube chat. It's not in my Chrome browser anymore because it popped up as something else. I think Optic, was it you who posted it, dude? Maybe you can post it again if you've got it on standby. Oh, I found it. Copy. Has he beat me to it? I've scrolled all the way up in the chat here just for this. There you go. That's the one. Oh, no worries, dude. I got it, man. Just the beta thing you shared before. I claimed the open beta through watching stream and redeemed it, but it's on an EA app in my library yet, so I don't know if I need to redeem it again. Yeah, I don't know really how the redeeming of the codes works, because I got mine through like Battlefield Labs, so like whatever clients I have linked to my EA account, that's where I'll get it. But I think if you redeem a code, you should be able to choose the platform. Or am I wrong? Maybe somebody in here who's already redeemed a code can answer that one. Only 3 jets is disappointing. Like, oh, you mean only 3 jet maps? Yeah. Yeah, I kind of agree. Hopefully there's going to be more in the future. I mean, let's think about Battlefield 4, though. How many base game jet maps were there with attack jets and whatnot? There was what? Golmud Railway, that was a base map. Paracel Storm, that was a base map. Lankang Dam, that was a base map. Hainan Resort, that was a base map. A road transmission, that had jets. That's 5 already, actually, so... Yeah. I'm really hoping for some Parasol Storm or Flood Zone type maps. I would love a remake of Parasol Storm. That would honestly make my year. Especially this year, because most of it's been filled with Battlefield 2042. Some more interesting information here out of Battlefield Bulletin, by the way. He says, the C4 detonator shows a bye-bye message when charges are detonated. You can also check the number of charges deployed and their distance. So this is just like 2042. They did this there as well. The mortar is back. That's not... Oh, there it is. Who gets the mortar? I haven't used a mortar. Is that a recon thing? I don't know. The Javelin and the M136-84 are back as well. There's actually quite a few launches in this game, guys. You've got like the good old Carl Gustav. You've got the Javelin. You've got the RPG. And I think there's a fourth launcher, maybe even a fifth launcher. There's quite a few. And the sniper decoy is back. Look at that guy. That's going to be hell annoying. Just like a little guy on a tripod sticking his head over a barricade. Imagine getting bamboozled by this guy here behind the wall because he's got a he's got a friggin' decoy out. Oh man, that's got to be embarrassing. There you got all the links to download if you're wondering where to get the beta. Man, this man is fast, spreading the news. Yeah, we've just gone over all this stuff, haven't we? If you're a newcomer into Battlefield or you've never gotten behind the wheel, Battlefield 6's open beta will feature vehicle-assisted controls via game setting, general controller settings. I wonder what that's going to be like. What does that mean? I mean, assume for people who know how to fly vehicles, you don't want vehicle-assisted controls on. And he was just kind of summarizing what we read at the start. The main gist of this post, guys, is... Let's just do a quick recap here for anybody who came in late. Yeah, so the Assault class, the Adrenaline Injector, now clears and boosts resilience to flash and stun, as well as explosive and incendiary damage, and it increases your movement speed, so that doesn't restore health anymore. And they are also getting the Spawn Beacon as well. Yeah, it says here, the Spawn Beacon has been renamed to the Deploy Beacon, and it's now part of the Assault class gadget pool instead of the Recon. And for the Recon... I don't know. They don't seem to be getting anything in return. I don't know why this just went bigger, but whatever. But they have renamed and redefined one of the trees here. So this is like the new tree. I think they got rid of they got rid of Pathfinder and they've replaced it with Spec Ops. And these are the perks. So your base class training available from the start, and it allows quieter takedowns, crouch, and prone movement. Which sounds like the best one, unfortunately, because these do not sound good. Spot nearby enemy gadgets. Like, is that really that good? That doesn't sound great. Going prone takes you out of combat much faster and removes the spot on yourself. Again, that sounds kind of like okay, but not that great. And then you've got the UAV call-in, which is, of course, there before, and you've got the automatic spotting whenever you aim down sights. Which is the same there for the signature trait. So I don't know what really they're going to do with Recon, because I do agree that giving the Spawn Beacon to the Assault class makes a lot of sense, but I feel like it's a massive nerf to Recon. Like, I didn't really want to play Recon to begin with, and now I want to play even less. Like, the Spawn Beacon, in my opinion, was like the best part of the kit for the Recon. Yo, what's up, Grody? How's it going, man? How was LA? Tell me of your travels. Tell me of your experiences. Love to hear them. What is your body fat percentage? That's a good question. I have no idea. But when I really used to be into the gym, it was like 9% at best. 8 or 9% or something. I did go to a trainer once and he said it was 6.7. But I didn't buy that. I got a bit obsessed at one point with losing fat. But I maybe took it too far. So now I think I'm in a good spot. Am I playing Battlefield 2042 anymore? I mean, I think I'm going to have to, Sifu. Like, once... So my goal is to play both the beta weekends and store up as much footage as I can. And hopefully, like, I just want to roll on that footage. So when I'm putting out videos for you guys, I'm just going to show you Battlefield 6 footage. But probably, because there's 2 months to launch, eventually I'm going to run out of new footage. So I'm either going to have to recycle the old footage and show you guys the same stuff again, or I'm going to have to put out Battlefield 2042. Or Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4, I think, is kind of popping off, dude. Somebody told me yesterday all the servers were full. Oh, okay, I wouldn't quite say popping off, but like, there's a boost here. Look at that. 7,000 peak? That's like, what was it before? 2,000 players? So that's like 3-4 times the player count there. That's pretty good. Maybe we'll have to hop back on Battlefield 4 again then. Because the problem I had with Battlefield 4 is that everybody's too good at that game now. And sure, I could grind it and maybe regain some of my skills again, but can I be bothered doing that? No. Not with 2 months left. And then you get stream sniped and... LA was awesome. I bet it was, man. Like, I've honestly, the main thing I'm jelly of is like I didn't get to meet you guys. I'd love to meet you and just everyone else. Anyone I could, really, you know. Looked like a blast. They put on a great show. Was so happy to play. I'm so thankful and happy that everybody who went there and anybody who's played labs and pretty much anyone who's interacted with the game, you know, just has positive things to say about it. And the devs are being transparent and they're being understanding and they seem to know what we want and they're actually listening. Like, I definitely had reservations about Vince Zampella and Byron Bede at the start because they are like, you know, ex-COD guys, right? But it seems they've actually come through. Like, I'm starting to believe, man. In Vince we trust. Almost. Arnold Schwarzenegger. I really like your name, man. Although it's quite hard to say. Money talks. I mean, I don't know, dude. I get what you're saying, you know. Yes, like, people were invited there and they were paid for to go there. But I still think every creator, the things they're saying what they actually think about the game. You know, like, I don't think anybody's really selling it. Maybe there's some people there who are getting sponsorship deals and they're like, hey, we're going to pay you $20,000 to make 3 videos on the beta. Yeah, there could be people like that who are not going to say a bad word about it because maybe they've got certain things. The problem with sponsorships, right, is that, like, you put in your video that this is a sponsored video, and that kind of goes for, like, sponsorship as in I'm being paid a ton of cash, but also I got a product for free, I, you know, received some sort of bonus, like I was flown out to LA. That sort of counts as a sponsorship as well. So when you see, like, this is a sponsored video, you don't really know which it is unless they state it. But I think most people who went there, even though, yes, like, they've kind of been buttered up by EA, I still think, like, they've been open with their criticisms. I just think the criticisms are pretty few and far between. From what I've seen, the only criticism after having playing labs is, like I haven't played the build that they played, but the weapon gunsmith, it kind of looks a bit bare, but it kind of looks a bit placeholdery. Like, I was hoping that after playing labs, that it was just all placeholder, and we were going to see a completely new UI for the gunsmith. And I noticed that wasn't totally new, so that was a little bit surprising to me, but I don't know, maybe there's changes coming to that. Then again, I can tell after booting up the beta client now that the options menus, they feel a lot better. Like, when I played labs, I would frequently have bugs in the options menu. Sometimes I couldn't exit out of the menu for whatever reason. Now they just feel just, like, much more slick. So hopefully the gunsmith's going to be similar there. Oh, dude, Gravity. This game just destroys Battlefield 2042 in every sense of the word. Like, I cannot wait to come here and click on this button. I really cannot wait to do this. Like, I can't wait to just uninstall all the Battlefield games that I've got to have on at the moment. Like, if I put Battlefield 2042 footage on my channel, because there's a lot of people now checking out my videos who I'm actually going to not do that by accident. I may need to play the game again, guys. There's a lot of people checking out the videos who are coming back from the brink, right? Not back from the brink, but like back from wherever they were wallowing while they couldn't play a good Battlefield game. And they're saying things like, Ghost, why do you have to show me Battlefield 2042? Can't you go and play a good Battlefield game? So I'm getting like flack for actually just showing Battlefield 2042 in my videos, which is kind of funny. Unfortunately, it's the easiest game for me to play and capture footage with, strangely. All right, guys, let's go check out some gameplay here. I've got this queued up. We've got some from Maxic here. I haven't watched this video yet, but it says Battlefield 6 multiplayer gameplay. 205 kills. 205 kills. I don't know if this is going to be one single round or not, if that's accumulated, but this should be pretty good. May have to turn it down a bit. We may as well watch something while we chat here. So that SMG looks absolutely insane, by the way. Down goes poor old Sammy boy. From what I've seen, the way the recoil looks, things look kind of like laser beamy. But I think it kind of goes for any Battlefield game, right? Like, there is recoil in this game. I've seen a lot of talk about this. People saying like, oh, there's no recoil, or there's no recoil at all in Battlefield 6. But I can promise you, having played labs, that there is recoil. You've also got to remember, like, every single person who attended this event does this for a living. Like, right? They play FPS games most likely for a living, a lot of them. So, yeah, they're going to be able to control recoil. But there is recoil. I can tell you from the test range, like, yeah, the guns definitely have some on there. But once you do learn to control it, like, it's kind of like Battlefield 2042 system, right? You get the right attachments, you learn to pull down, maybe you have to pull down a bit to the left or the right. But other than that, you kind of just spray, right? You don't really have to burst fire. There's no spread. I know a lot of people don't like the S word when I say spread, but that actually does introduce somewhat of a skill gap into the game. So I guess we'll see, man. What I would say is wait for the beta. Like with everything here, if you have any reservations, the good thing that EA are doing is that you can play the beta and try before you buy, and they're obviously showing that they believe in this product. You know, because not only are they allowing us to try the beta, but all of the avenues to secure the early access is either by watching streamers or having partaken in labs. The only one that you do actually have to pay for is being part of like the EA Play Pro subscription. But like you don't even get it apparently for pre-ordering the game. So they could have very easily gone that route. They could have said, okay guys, the only way to get it is pre-ordering. But they didn't do that. They very consciously decided not to go down that route so that everybody could just play the game and see how good it is. Hello, Mr. Thanagal. Welcome, welcome, man. That being said, I don't think they need to make the gunplay, like, too confusing, right? Let's remember, it's a Battlefield game. It's an arcade shooter at the end of the day. You know, people don't want it to be a milsim. So, like, you don't want it to be too confusing. If you remember, like, Battlefield 3, like, back in the days of Level Cap doing his loadout guides, and he'd be shooting the wall and showing, okay, guys, this is, like, the recoil pattern, and you have to pull down and to the left, and you want to be firing, like, 3 to 4 rounds, and then bursting. In a way, that stuff's good, right? Because especially as a content creator, it gives you something to, like, talk about and some depth to the game, right? A game that has depth is a content creator's best friend. But in terms of new players coming in who don't necessarily realize these things, and that goes for speed control in the jets in Battlefield 4, I think that DICE know full well that that was the best system for jets in any Battlefield game, and they could have copied that, but they haven't copied that apparently. And it's probably because it doesn't really translate well for new players, right? People just don't realize, like, okay, this is how I fly the jet. And then you get somebody like me come along who knows how to do 313 speed control and just destroys everybody. And, you know, whilst it was fun in Battlefield 4, I kind of get that maybe they don't want that in this game. He's kind of got his mic on here during the event, so you can hear a lot of the background stuff. Oh, you're still in London, Lideus. Hello, man. Welcome in, dude. How is London town doing, man? My well, not my hometown, but you know. Oh, good old country over there. What's the weather like? Damn, he's absolutely shredding here, though. Oh, he just down broke a machine. So he's doing a lot of cuts here. This is just like raw kills. He's not showing when he dies, which is, you know, nothing strange. I mean, I do that. If you guys would judge me as a player by my YouTube videos, you'd think I was invincible, but nope, I do die. But, I don't know, he says this is 200 kills, but I'm like, is it though? I'm sure he's going to show us the scoreboard at the end though. Am I a Battlefield dev? No, I'm not. But, you know, I am EA's golden boy, though, so close enough. Why do they play like bots? Because they're Call of Duty players. What do you expect? Come on, Ghost. Ah, when you're messing. I think players who aren't used to Battlefield games... Okay, here's my prediction. We're gonna see... I think this game, the way it's looking, and this is based on, like, over 10 years making YouTube content and stuff, just looking at the way the game's popping off on social media, pretty much everywhere. The open beta is going to be huge. I am really excited to see how many players the beta attracts, and even more so when the game releases. I think they're going to get a ton of players, right? Battlefield 2042 got 100,000 players pretty much on peak. I think this game is easily going to top to 300,000. There's way more hype riding on this now than there was in 2042. Because how bad 2042 was, it spread like wildfire so fast. Everybody was turned off instantly and they just left. People, you know, the first impressions, they only gave it that one chance. And so because of that, we are going to see a lot of new players coming in who've never played a Battlefield game before. A lot of Call of Duty players, people from extraction shooters, people from Battle Royales, etc. And sure, a lot of those people can aim and control recoil, so they're going to do okay in that sense. But there are a lot of mechanics that are unique to Battlefield. Like, the way you have to just stop and cap a flag. I mean, sure, it's kind of like domination in Call of Duty, but if you've played domination in Call of Duty, you'll know that you cap the flag like... It's like 3 seconds and you've capped it. In this game, that's not how it goes, right? You're in and around the flag like 30, 40 seconds. If you're alone, you know, maybe longer if you're alone, in fact. And you've got to stay alive. You've got to find a little hidey hole. You've got to make sure that any enemies that are going to be spawning there don't get you. And then there's all the vehicle play. You know, the vehicle play in with the infantry stuff and using the engineer gadgets effectively and knowing when to switch to engineer. Like, all this stuff, not to mention controlling the vehicles. It's very, like, it's just Battlefield. It doesn't really exist in any other game. So... prepare yourselves, because you are going to have attack helicopter pilots who are going to crash straight away while you're gunning. I think that's going to be quite frustrating, you know, spawning in the attack heli. What is happening there? We spin back? It's like slidey going on here. What the heck? Okay, that looks a bit sus. I'm pretty sure it's just the netcode, though. Well, that reminded me of Battlefield 4. Maxic never PTFOs, everything's about the kill counts. Well, yeah, I mean, that's his thing, though, right? That's his, like... That's how he markets himself. He's like a one-man army kind of destroys the enemy team, and that's why people watch him, so... You know, everybody plays Battlefield different. You do need players like this as well. Hopefully, once he's got a spawn beacon, he'll drop the spawn beacon.
Just threw around some subs like confetti at a birthday party. It's nice, sure, but let's not act like they single-handedly solve world hunger. It's a generous gesture, but not exactly a Nobel-worthy act. Still,
you're going to see he's playing Assault as well, right? So
get to their head.
Looks like it is going to be worthwhile over a support class. Killing enemies is PTFO. Truer words have never been spoken, Lideus. A lot of people will try to tell you that you should spend more time capping, reviving people, healing people, all that sort of stuff. But you really shouldn't. Yo, Thanagal, thank you for the tons. I don't know how I missed your gifted subs there, dude. But thank you so much to that. That is mighty generous of you, sir. I got confused. Because I'm watching Maxic's video, I thought it was a notification from his stream because this is like a recording there. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you guys for all the follows as well. Really appreciate it over on the Twitch side. Also for the YouTube side as well. I know some of you guys may be subscribing and it doesn't pop up because I turn those off. If I would have subscribers on YouTube, you guys would get annoyed with me. It would pop up way too frequently, I think. Do you know where you get the follow alert sound from, or is it a default sound set by Tangier? I think it was maybe the default one. I can't quite remember. I just kind of set it and forget it. But it's definitely in their package there. Ghost, are we playing the beta together? I mean, you guys know me. I'm going to be spending some time playing with Lideus and Torbis. I've talked to them both and been like, yo guys, we got to squad up. We've played, I think, most of the Battlefield Labs tests the three of us played together, so I'm going to be streaming playing some of the time with them, but I'm sure I'll be playing a lot of the time just by myself. So whenever I'm playing, you guys know, you can just jump in squad with me and hop in. It's always good to have people you know in the squad, right? PTFOing. My plan is basically get up in the morning, because I'm going to be off work, and I'm pretty much going to like dedicate the next 2 weeks to just kind of no-lifing Battlefield 6, to be honest. So I'm going to probably get up in the morning. I'll do a morning stream. Then I'll probably take a break. And then I may come back and stream again later on. So anybody who isn't there like in the morning, I'll try and catch you guys after work or whatnot. The wife has been notified. Dude, I told like the whole family. I actually had this week... I had a summer house booked in from Wednesday to the next Wednesday. And unfortunately, I managed to like change it a couple of weeks so now I'm like the 20th or something like that once the beta's done with. So I'm super happy about that. And I basically just told my whole family, like, guys, just know on the Thursday, the Friday, the Saturday, and the Sunday, Dad is playing games, okay? Like, there's... No, but don't even talk... No, okay, you can talk to me. But I am not coming to play a board game with you guys or something. Like, I am going to be locked in. And this makes me sound like a terrible father, by the way, but... They understand it. They get it. They know YouTube is a big deal for me. And they're actually... I'm actually super blessed that my family are very understanding. That whenever I run off to the computer, I'm like, guys... I have to make a video right now. Some huge news just dropped. They don't give me any shit about it. They're just like, yeah, cool. And you can notice I'm in my living room as well. So, like when I'm just streaming away here, everybody, it's probably very annoying to listen to somebody streaming when you're not watching the stream. But yeah, it's going to be a good time. I'm actually very hyped. Just like watching Maxic play right now. Oh, I can't wait to get back on there. Fun fact, actually not so fun fact, but the last time there was a Battlefield Labs build available, I couldn't play it because the matchmaker wasn't working for me. And you'll know this, Lideus. You got in, and so did Torbis, but I just could not matchmake, and I had to just give up on it. So I haven't played the game, like, I don't know, it feels like more than a month. Yours is in your mother-in-law's room. Lucky she's in Norway working 90% of the time. Wait, you guys live with your mother-in-law? I thought you had your own place. Or are you between places? I got the black screen bug. Yeah, something weird like that. My wife planned this whole thing on Sunday. She obviously didn't know anything about this. Oh, well, you better clue her in, man. Imagine if there was a server browser. I mean, there is going to be a server browser, right? We just don't know all the details yet. So what they've told us is... And to be honest with you, if you want to know all the details, I've just put up a video about this. But they said it's going to be like front and center. And they're going to focus on game modes that the community's making. So if there's like some game mode, let's say you make something and it's kind of popping off, maybe it's going to be featured on the homepage. The thing we don't really know about is, if you, like, is there going to be, like, matchmaking in tandem with the server browser? Like, is there going to be a button where you can say, I want to play this map, I want to play Conquest, and then you hit matchmake, and it puts you into Ghost server that I've created, just randomly, you know? Because I think, like, they need a way to fill servers. If you don't have that, I just don't know if anybody's going to bother going in Portal and just manually finding a server. That's my only worry. So, like, I'm not, like, totally sold on the whole Portal 2 and server browser thing yet. But then again, you've got to also think that Battlefield 2042 barely has any players. There's like, what, 10,000 players every day? So if Battlefield 6 absolutely pops off and there's like 300,000 people playing the game, then I don't think you're going to have any problem filling servers. At least if it's a good server, it's a popular one that people want to play. In my opinion, they should just add the official servers to the Portal server browser. Exactly. That's what they should do, right? Just like it was in Battlefield 5. And you just, you know, there's just like a regular rotation there of Conquest. And then there's another one with Breakthrough in the regular rotation. And that way people will find it easier to locate like that server list and start browsing through it. Yeah, Rewoks, they finally brought back class pickup from corpses. That is a game changer as well. Like, so when you see a dead engineer, well, that guy's ragdoll just flew up into the air. I've seen a few of those. Yeah, if you see a dead engineer, you can pick up the launcher and finish off the tank, for example, or, you know, throw yourself down some ammo or whatever. Yeah, I see a lot of people in chat saying movement is too fast. You don't need to spam chat, by the way, mid-map. Like, we know. Believe me, we know. I think what you're looking at here, though, guys, you got to remember is Maxic is clipping, right? Every single kill. At the end of a kill streak, he clips straight to the next one. And it does give the illusion that the game is being played far faster than it is. And I find the same thing, you know, when I go on kill streaks, it looks like I'm playing faster than I actually am. And you'll see this with everybody. As far as I understand, the slide is also bugged. So you're sliding like further than you should be, apparently. At least in some scenarios. I heard shotguns were really OP. Oof. See, right there... Okay. So I'm going to tell you guys a secret. If you are jumping like this and you're ADSing, you will get crazy weapon sway. And we've seen examples of that. But if you're not ADSing, I don't think there's any accuracy penalty. Which normally would be a penalty in and of itself, right? Because if you can't ADS, then unless you've got a crazy hipfire weapon, you're probably not going to land your shots. But because the shotguns are so overpowered at such range, like, boom. Maybe that guy was already damaged. I don't think so. It didn't really look like it, but maybe we'll see some more examples. Look at that huge hole in the floor, man, that somebody's blown up and he just drops down. That's so cool. Oh, this thing is absolutely filthy. Like, I've played a fair amount of laps, as I say, and the movement to me, it feels quite slow, actually. Like, a lot of people I know are saying it's too fast, but I would say wait and play it for yourself, because you'll feel, if you compare it at least to Battlefield 2042, running through the city is a lot slower. Like, you feel like, oh my god, if I don't get into cover, like, I'm gonna die. You really have to use cover well in this game. Like, I've tried to play the way that Maxic is playing here, and it did not work out for me very well at all. Again, maybe he's just playing against players who just... Like, you have to remember, there's a lot of people in this test, like Gravity, you know, like Maxic, and a bunch of other creators who've been playing laps. They know the maps. A lot of people here don't know the maps. Like, the COD people, they're not... I don't think most of them are in laps, right? So there's tons of people here who are literally playing, like, the first time, and they don't really know their arse from their elbow. They've just picked up a random weapon with random attachments. Meanwhile, Maxic knows the maps. He knows what weapon he wants to pick. He knows what attachments he wants to go through.
Are there no high POI on the maps, towers on Shanghai, Dawnbreaker, downtown, etc.? Could you see official servers in 2042 Portal?
Thank you, Mohammed, for the 10 there. Appreciate that, man. Are there no high POIs, like a lot of verticality? It's hard to say, because some of the maps we've seen don't really have that. I agree with you. Like this map, let's go and find this one. Got some IGN gameplay here. I got him queued up and ready to go, boys. I don't think IGN is going to be quite as good as Maxic, but we'll see. Like, how slow does this look now? Right? Is this not like night and day? It's just the FOV as well. The FOV is not as big here. So we've seen this map here is infantry only. I actually think there's a decent amount of verticality in this one. There are definitely different floors. You can see the walkway there going over the top. I think that's the one that Flackfire blew up in his video. Maybe Gravity or somebody who actually played this can confirm, because I've never played this map. The other two maps, so the one we were just watching there in Gibraltar and the one on Abbasid, they are also both, you know, quite infantry focused. So you've got like different floors to buildings. But there's not been any skyscraper yet with an elevator. I'd say the biggest map we've seen is Capstone, which I keep forgetting the name of. What is it? Gibraltar's called the Iberian Offensive, and Capstone is called... Anyway, the mountain map. There are some points on there that have a lot of verticality. It's just not a building. It's not a skyscraper. But I think it's like the E flag or the D flag all the way at one end of that map. It's a really, really nice point. There is like a wooden tower, and you can either make your way up there. Yeah, Liberation Peak, thank you. You can make your way up there through these various pathways, or you can sort of like scramble your way up the rocks to the back, and oftentimes you'll find a sniper in that tower and you can kill them. And there's also another objective there with a tower, which is kind of like similar play. You can you know, flank up there as well. And I really, really like that map, actually. I feel like every objective there is very unique and interesting. But yeah, you're right. We haven't seen any, like, big buildings like that. There is one map that is supposed to be the largest map in the game. The name escapes me right now. But they stated it as the biggest map in the game, and it's the one with, like, trenches. On the artwork for it, you've just got a trench there. So we know it's going to have trench warfare. But I do wonder if you're going to have, you know, maybe a large building you can get up there. I think Downtown will have that. So Downtown is not going to be coming with the launch, but Downtown, which is a map from Hardline, has been data mined. And if I am thinking about the right map, there were several, you know, large skyscrapers that you could go up in the elevators and jump out and whatnot. Yeah, see, I think it really does fool you guys with the movement speed, right? You watch somebody like Maxic, watch somebody play like Enders or Baronox, right? And they're just flipping around. Like, Baronox is literally like having a spasm on his mouse the entire time he plays. If you watch how fast he moves the mouse, it's crazy. He's just like flicking all the time. And it gives you this illusion that they are playing like way, way faster. And then you see somebody just this person is obviously a very, very normal player, right? They're just somebody who works at IGN. They're not like some FPS god. And then this is what it's going to feel like probably to most of us. Please, please, please do not trust data mines. Now that's a good shout out, Gravity. Yeah, of course, anything you see in a data mine has to be taken with a grain of salt, right? It speaks for itself, you know. It doesn't necessarily mean it's not been found. Like, I think people who do data mine these things usually are not lying about it, especially Temporal. Like, if anything that Temporal puts out, I do trust that he has found it. I don't think he's somebody who would lie for clout. But the issue is that things that are found in the game files may not see the light of day. Like, they may be things that were thought about being implemented into the game, and DICE did a 180, decided not to have them, and for whatever reason, they're still in the game files. But I have to say, most of the time, things that are data mined, especially by Temporal, always do come to fruition. And a great example of that is the stealth bomber from Battlefield 2042, which I think he data mined in like season 1 or 2. And when did the Droga come in? It was like season 5? 6? No, maybe it was like season 7. I don't know. How many seasons did 2042 even have? It's such a long time ago. But they've already stated in the newest blog, right, that they're gonna have more remakes from more maps. So the fact that he's already data mined like 3 other maps, like Downtown, I could definitely see that being there. I think it makes a lot of sense as well. Like, Downtown is solid. Solid map. Maybe it's not going to be in there though, but you know, we can dream. We can dream. Yeah, Battlefield 2042 is all a blur now. Yeah, I mean, we don't want too many remakes, right? They can overdo it with remakes sometimes, but I don't mind a few. I just would like to see remakes of maps that perhaps haven't been done before. So, like, I don't particularly want Operation Metro. I don't want Operation Locker, even though that's not been remade before. I don't want Caspian Border. You know, like, Wake Island, just forget it. I want new maps. I want some of the best maps from DLCs from past games, like Zebra Tower from BF3. I absolutely love that map. Like, if they're going to do a remake of a map and they want an infantry map for a season, that would be, like, awesome. Have some Zebra Tower in there. Firestorm's overrated, or is it just me? I like Firestorm. Maybe I like it because it had jets on it and stuff, and it was like the all-out warfare, but I think it depends what kind of player you are. A lot of people seem to really like the infantry-only maps. Like, I mean, just look at Metro, look at Lockers. That was never my cup of tea. Like, I didn't enjoy that as much as I did playing the larger maps with all the vehicles, because to me, that's what Battlefield is. It's about the infantry and the vehicle play, and the interplay between those different things. And so if you take out all the vehicles, then I don't know, I'm kind of like, eh. Here we've got Ravik going nuts here. I've tried to find as many gameplay only videos for you guys as I can. So even Ravik here, he looks like he's moving a lot slower than Maxic. I think he also has a lower FOV. The FOV is extremely misleading, really, when it comes to speed. Like, if you just crank up your FOV, it looks like you're moving crazy fast. You're uploading your gameplay tomorrow, Gravity? Awesome, dude. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
What are we launching? This thing?
Yeah, I put the C4 down in front. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're trying to launch. I've said
dude,
this.
It actually stacks up. Holy sh! The leading tower of C4. Hold on, I have more. All right, there we go. All right, you ready? Get it towards the ass.
Towards the ass.
All right, let me know when you're good.
Go for it.
Oh.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Mine. It didn't even set up mine.
My day is fucking ruined. Are you? God damn it, dude! I can't even shoot yours.
Oh, no launching? No launching IFVs? I mean, you'd have nowhere to launch them anyway, really, would you? There's no skyscraper here. Florian said this was an interesting bug on Twitter. Yo, what's up, Brett? Welcome in, dude. Wait, are you referring to this like he said it's a bug that the Jeep didn't launch? Or am I just too late reading the chat? Literally unplayable.
Well, can you repair my shield?
Yes. Is it working?
Oh, cool! Look at that. Like it chips away a little like piece of the shield.
That's, I was joking. I didn't expect that to fucking work.
Neither did I.
Crap. They've countered us. They've put a second shield.
Can you just RPG it?
Shield wars.
The second shield is not dead.
You forget what you're playing?
Is this old gameplay? No, this is from the creator of Real Event. This is Ravik and music here. Yeah, this just went up like, I don't know, a day or two ago?
The guy behind.
So what do you say, Brett? Are you coming back? Oh, it was in regards to launching. Okay. Interesting. I guess that's gonna require some more experimentation in that case.
They pushed it.
I killed that guy.
I feel like I've seen some spectator things. I don't know if it was, maybe it was squad deathmatch, something like that, but I've seen some clips where it says spectating on somebody's screen and they're looking at another player. I really hope they have brought back spectator mode. Coming back for the beta, and if it's good, then I'll be going hard on the content for YouTube and Twitch. Nice, dude. Nice. Yeah, I've actually been thinking about, with this game, maybe trying to, like, organize some events as well. Obviously, with Battlefield 2042, it wasn't really worth it, but I would love to try and get together enough players so we can have, like, a proper organized round of Battlefield with 64 people, everyone in Discord, everyone on comms, with some commentating and stuff going on as well. I'm not sure if it's really plausible. Like, I don't know how it would work with, like, you'd have to have... What is that? Something like 16 channels, I guess? Is there no spectator at the moment? Has that actually been confirmed, though? Yeah, it could do it with multi-stream links, that's true.
That tank rolling in, bud?
Check out Level GG for that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'll have to. I've actually looked into them a bunch in the past for like RTS things.
Get behind us.
If the game is good, it will happen even naturally. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I'm gonna try and make it happen at least. I would really like, because I don't think there's going to be any commander mode in here, but it could be kind of interesting if you could actually have, like, a commander for each team who's maybe not even necessarily playing the game, but spectating. And, like, I've just always had this fantasy where, you know, you can communicate with all the squad leaders and sort of tell them, like, hey guys, like, I see you're close to the B flag, can you go and help, like, you know, Alpha Squad or whatever on the B flag and cap it? Okay, like, there's a tank on this flag. You contact the guy in the jet, and you say, yo, dude, can you, like, concentrate your fire on this tank here? And he's like, no, dude, I'm in a dogfight. And you're like, okay, let's help him out. Somebody take some stingers. Like, maybe it's just a fantasy I have in my head, and it wouldn't work in reality, because you'd have to react too fast, and I don't know how you'd, like, go in all the channels and, like, be telling people what to do. And maybe people would just not really care what you said. They'd just be like, screw you, man, I'm doing whatever I want to do with my squad. And maybe it's a bit too milsim-y, but I don't know, man. I would just like to play a round of Battlefield where, like, everyone is locked in and knows what they're doing and is actually PTF only. You know what I mean? I just think it would be awesome. Like not in
Yeah,
a
I'm
not in
ashamed
like
to
a
tell.
super competitive way, the same way we've seen like 8 versus 8 in past Battlefield games, but just like everybody having fun. You know, we just get on Discord and we're all just having fun together. It doesn't matter who wins and who loses, but nevertheless trying to actually play somewhat tactically. Come and play Obliteration. You know, I did quite like Obliteration from Battlefield 4. It was a good mode. Never really took off though, did it?
You repairing him, nice.
Oh yeah. Of course there would be a commander on both sides. It wouldn't just be like one side with a commander. That wouldn't be very fair. Like I'm not even necessarily saying it would be me, like be default. I wouldn't really care. I'm just saying like I might just be like, hey, I'll just go and play in a squad, you know. Or maybe even commentate it. I have done a lot of commentating for real-time strategy games before. So I would also not mind commentating Battlefield stuff because I know the franchise, I know it, and I feel like I could keep kind of rolling on commentating on the action. The problem is you need to be able to like actually move between players, so you really do need that spectator mode.
You repaired it.
And then that way, of course, you could stream it, right? Yeah, there was level GG 32v32 was hella fun, but chaos. I bet it was.
Right.
You know, Jim, I completely agree with you. The number of times I've been shooting at somebody who's directly behind the flagpole, and some of my rounds just unluckily hit the flagpole. So annoying, dude. It feels like the other guy just got lucky and less of his rounds hit the pole or something. So yeah, I'm kind of glad to see them gone. If they are gone. Haven't really noticed that, to be honest, but I think you're right.
You have a beacon back there?
I don't know. They were running down here, so I'm just looking for them.
I do like the way Ravik plays. He's kind of like, he just plays like a normal person, but he's actually just good at the game. Do you know what I mean? There's a bit of a... There's kind of like pro players who are just constantly with their head on a swivel, like looking around everywhere. And sure, it works, right? You need to be checking all your angles and that. But Ravik just kind of always looks like just like a normal player. And maybe he's not the best player, right? Sure. But he's definitely, like, well above average. I think there's a lot to say for, like, YouTube audiences. They don't really want to see somebody just spamming the camera around everywhere. They prefer, like, a little bit slower. I know that whenever I post Jet gameplay, people say that they're getting sick. Because, you know, the camera keeps turning around. Even if I have the, what's it called? The option? Like, the camera roll off. People still say they get sick. I don't know. Maybe people get motion sickness from that stuff. I've never had a problem with it. Milsim is what Ghost needs. Actually not, though. Like, I've never gotten into any Milsim. Like, I've never gotten into Squad. I've tried Hell Let Loose. You know, it was okay, but I just don't have the patience to sit down and play, like, a round for, like, I don't know, how long does a round take of Squad? Like, multiple hours? I rarely have that kind of time to dedicate. I think Battlefield is nice because you can just kind of jump in. You know, if I was doing that kind of thing with 64 players, obviously I'd have to go and like take like the evening off and say, okay, I'm going to do this thing tonight. See if I can find some other juicy gameplay here. If anyone has links, hit me up. Preferably gameplay without commentary. Let's see here. Hello. I know worries. 60 minutes of Battlefield 6 gameplay, no commentary. Okay, that sounds good to me. So this one is coming out of Mr. Dalek DJ. Oh, we've got 3 million subs, this dude. I've never heard of him, though. Does the Catwoman have gameplay up? Because normally she's doing commentaries, right? So I assume she's gonna be talking over it. I should watch a Moy Dog. Oh, he's the squad guy, yeah. He's a Call of Duty zombie guy? Okay, this should be interesting then. He's playing on controller, guys. Why is it that there's so many Call of Duty players that play controller but not Battlefield players? Is it because of the aim assist? Thank you guys so much for the follows, by the way. Appreciate the support. Hopefully there's going to be drops sometime soon. Hopefully on the 7th. Are there giveaways here? No, there's no giveaways. Why are people doing giveaways? Oh, I did actually see, you know, Carpo, who's in their EA Creator Network. I saw he was giving away a couple of codes the other day. So maybe some EA creators have gotten codes that they can give away. What are your thoughts on game flow from what we've seen? I think it's good. I mean, I've played it as well, right? So I think it flows fairly well. It's slower than Battlefield 2042, but it's not as slow as Battlefield 1. To be honest, I haven't played it as much as I would like because the way they did labs testing is you got 2 hours to play, like every other week, I think it was. And I didn't get invited in the beginning, so I maybe only played, like, I want to say 3 regular tests like that. And then I always, for whatever reason, encountered some issues with matchmaking. I think that's just because it was like a labs bug, and they've probably ironed that out by now. And then there was the one weekend where, like, it was open for, like, 3 days, 72 hours. And I played a lot more then. But they didn't have this map. They didn't have Capstone. So, you know, I didn't get too much experience here. I'd say the thing I've had the least experience in is just the vehicles, you know, by virtue of the fact that I haven't had access to them, really. I think Crash mentioned mouse and keyboard players just picked up controller in COD for the aim assist. You know, actually, I did speak to Torbis and Ludeus, who were both in the London event, and they actually had some issues there. Like, I think Torbis didn't get a PC. Like, there were only 32 PCs, and he said a lot of people were actually playing on PlayStation 5s. Not at LA. I think everybody in LA had a PC, but in the London event, and there was also one in Paris, and I think today there's a Hong Kong event going on as well, actually, on the 4th. Yeah, so that's today. So if you see somebody on a PlayStation controller, they might actually be on PC. COD is kept alive only to shill horrible skins at this point. Yeah, I just don't know what they're doing with the COD skins. Like, the Beavis and Butthead stuff, like American Dad, I'm just like, what? Who plays, like, who wants these skins? You know, the old saying, if you build it, they will come. Like, there's got to be people buying them, right? Otherwise, they wouldn't make them. Like, who buys them? That's my question. You're really concerned about vehicles, Hawkeye? Yeah, I've got my concerns as well. I spent most time in ground vehicles. They seem the best of the vehicles. But again, you know, big caveat, I haven't played for a couple of tests. The last test, I couldn't get in because of matchmaking issues. Like, I was completely locked out, so I didn't play it. So it's been like a month, at least a month, maybe even 6 weeks since I played, and I only got to try the jets and the helicopters in one test. I only played this map once on Conquest. And I gotta be honest, I wasn't impressed with the flight mechanics then, but they may have improved, so I'm gonna kind of hold off judgment until I played the beta. I'm gonna try and get as much, like, whenever I'm on this map, Because I'm assuming it's just going to be a rotation, right? I'm going to try and get in the jets, get in the helicopters as much as I can. Because, you know, I've heard slightly more positive things from Silk. He says the flight controls are more like Battlefield 4, whereas to me, I thought they kind of looked more like 2042. And, you know, he knows his jets, so... Maybe I'm wrong, though. Can you open the console in the beta? Yes, you can. They seem a lot like Battlefield 2042. Yeah, that's kind of my thought as well. The beta trailer just got emailed. Yeah, they dropped it like a couple of hours ago. It's basically just to let everybody know that the beta client is available. We weren't actually on the... if you guys want to see the beta client, you can like spin back in the stream. We loaded it up before and had a look at all of the options. But this stream will be up on the channel, on YouTube at least, so... Is there a server browser? Yes, technically. But probably not in the way we all want it, I don't think. Like, there is going to be a server browser for Portal, and it's going to be front and center, so people will be able to find it much easier this time. But I don't know if you're going to actually match make into that. I kind of doubt it. But they have said they're going to basically give out some sort of a blog post going into further detail about the server browser. So let's just wait. I'm going to just sort of wait, you know, see what happens there. Oh dear, poor old Luke got banned for caps. Yeah, spamming in caps is a bad idea. Nightbot doesn't like it, guys. If you need a code, hit up eBay. Dude, don't go buy codes on eBay. That's stupid. Don't go and pay scalpers for codes that you can get for free. By the way, anybody who doesn't have a code, there are two ways you can get it as far as I know, or you will be able to get it. So the first one is if you're on EA Play Pro, you can get it that way. So I'm not saying you should do this, but you could subscribe for a month, get the code, or you won't even have to get a code. You'll just be able to have access when it drops. And then you could unsubscribe if you don't want to be in there. But from what I've heard, there's going to be drops coming on the 7th, right? So I'm going to be streaming the game, and everybody's going to be streaming the game pretty much. From 8 o'clock in the morning, it is my time, like as soon as it drops. And I think you're only going to have to watch like half an hour, 60 minutes, and then you'll get your code. Now, like, take that for what it's worth. That's just what I've heard on the grapevine. Like, I haven't seen official confirmation from EA that they are going to open up the drops on the 7th. But I think it would just make a lot of sense because people come along, they're like, oh, what is this game that's blowing up and everybody's talking about? They go along to a stream and they're like, oh, if I stay and watch this stream, I can get access to it right now on the 7th or the 8th. That would make a lot of sense in my mind. But I also don't want to lead anyone astray and for you guys to come back and say, Ghost, you said there was going to be drops on the 7th, and then there isn't. So, other than those two methods, I don't think there's any way that you can get in, really. Like, if you didn't sign up for labs in time, you're kind of out of luck there. And if you didn't get any of the drops that were around the reveal, then you're kind of out of luck there as well, unless EA enable them again. Will this game have some kind of a battle log? I missed the platoon system. I highly doubt it. But yeah, platoons... Like, that is one of the main reasons for wanting a server browser is the community, right? You hop in a server, you play with somebody, you have a great time, you like the map rotation, and there are other people there who enjoy that same style of Battlefield as you. And so then the next day you go back in the same server and you see people that you're familiar with now, and you start to become familiar with them. And then you've got the platoon thing as well. So, you know, I think all those things really need to be looked at. Like, why they wouldn't have platoons when everybody's calling out for it, I don't know. There must be some reason they just don't want to have them if they don't include them in the game. Is that Friday midnight? No. This is, it's Thursday. So it starts off on the Thursday. 8 o'clock in the morning for me. That is, I think, 4 p.m. Eastern time, and I think it's 1 o'clock in the morning Pacific time. So whatever time zone you're in, it's still going to be technically the 7th. It just might be very, very early in the morning if you're in the US, unfortunately. Oh, for everyone? Thursday, Friday is early. Saturday, Sunday is open. So if you don't get the code, then you don't get in Thursday, Friday. But I think it's going to be the same time. Like 8 o'clock in the morning on the Saturday, then it will switch and it will open up for everybody. Have they mentioned anything about our weapon stats? Oh, as in just like player stats? I think there are player stats in there, yeah. Again, don't quote me on that, but I'm almost certain that I saw somebody at the reveal event showing like a player stats page, maybe. Oh, you can bet, Bammers. Everybody's gonna call in sick on Thursday. You better hope that your boss doesn't play Battlefield. And they're gonna be like, mm-hmm. But maybe they're also sick then, and they're just like, okay, we have an agreement. We don't speak of today. How much is it to pre-order the alpha? You can't pre-order the alpha. You can just be an EA Pro subscriber. I think it's $16, $17 for me for a month. It's their you know, monthly subscription thingy. And if you're a part of it, then you will automatically get the early access. You're working from home? Oh, that's even worse almost. Because then you're going to have it right at your fingertips, aren't you, Marco? The music in the game in general sounds pretty good. Like, I think they've really hit it. 17 euros a month if you... Yeah, I'm saying, like, if you're just subscribing to EA Play Pro, just for that, I don't think 17 euros or $17 or whatever is worth it. I would, if it was me, I'd just wait until it goes live. You know, come by, watch me or anybody else with drops on for like half an hour, 1 hour, get your code, download the game. The only caveat I'd put in that is, like, if you have a terrible... Like, I downloaded the beta in 5 minutes, but if you have a terrible internet connection and it's going to take you, like, a whole day to download it, then... No, you can download... That's actually a non-issue, guy. You can download it regardless right now, can't you? So, yeah, that doesn't even matter. You may as well just watch somebody, and then you should have the access. You think it's very infantry heavy, Ron? I kind of know what you mean. I know what you mean. I think with this game, they've tried to go with, like... So from the 9 maps, from what I've seen from the descriptions, it looks sort of like around 3 of them are infantry only. 3 of them are infantry and armor. So think Grand Bazaar, think Sen Crossing. And then 3 of them are kind of all out, you know, jets, helicopters, everything. Roughly. I think there's actually 5 maps with this hack helicopters on there, but you get what I'm saying. Like, there's only 3 maps that are truly all out warfare. And then, so there's, I think they're really going with like something for everybody. But that is why it's so important that they have a server browser. Because then, if you're a jet player, you want to be playing those 3 jet maps. Probably on rotation, right? So you want to join a server. And you could say, hey, well, you can create that experience, right, in Portal. And once that's true, you need people to find it. You need to make sure that people matchmake into it, because you can't play it alone. So that's my hope, that somehow you're going to be able to funnel, like, people in the matchmaking system into your Portal server, where they can just pick filters, like, what do they want to play? Like, I want to play this map, that map, and the other map. Hit matchmake, and they will just find your server. I hope someday YouTube can be your only job. Oh, well, thanks, man. I appreciate the sentiment, but I'm not sure I hope that. I'm not sure I would, given the chance, honestly. It depends. Like, say there's a situation where I'm just making enough money off of YouTube, the same as my job, then I probably wouldn't do it. But yeah, if I would, it's not going to happen, but say I'd be the next Jack Franks and I'm making literally like millions of dollars, then of course I couldn't say no to that. But yeah, if we're just talking like I'm getting by and living my same life, I actually quite like going to work, meeting the people I work with. I have a super cushy job as a chef, so I only work like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm usually done by 1 o'clock. And then, you know, I hit the gym, get home from the gym, make a video, do a stream. I kind of just like my routine like that, you know. I'm not sure I would like to just get up in the morning and be on the PC all day, every day. In a way, I'm kind of thankful that, you know, my job, because I'm working in a kitchen, I'm up on my feet the whole day. So when I come home, it's fine sitting down and being on the computer all evening. But if I worked on a computer all day, I'm not sure I would feel that great about coming home and being on the PC all night as well, you know? Because I can't really, even though I've got an ergonomic chair here, I can't sit still for more than like 2 hours, and then I'm straight away, I'm like, oh, I gotta have a stretch, you know, I gotta get up and have a walk outside. Like, people who stream for 10 hours, I don't understand how they do it. I will be a cripple. Absolute cripple. Ghost cooking. Ghost is always cooking, man. I'm cooking every day. Every single day. I never stop cooking. Tell me about it. I'm a dentist. Oh, nice, dude. So you're one of the ones I spend all my money on, are you? All my hard-fought YouTube money. That must be good, though. Must be a fairly cushy job. I work with a chef. His wife was a dentist, and he told me, like, she made way more money than he did. What kind of restaurant do I work in? So I studied to be a chef for 4 years in a 4-star hotel here. And, like, they had a few restaurants. There was a fine dining restaurant up on the 8th floor with, like, a nice view around. I worked in there for some while. Then there was, like, more of, like, a bistro on the 1st floor. And I mostly worked, though, on the 2nd floor in the catering department. And I was a shift manager there for many, many years. And we did, like, you know, big banquets for, like, Christmas buffets and birthdays and weddings and you name it. Usually like 400 people or so. And then I was made redundant. I lost my job there, and that's kind of actually why I came back to YouTube. So I stopped doing Battlefield content when Battlefield 1 released because it just wasn't my jam, you know. I just didn't really mesh with the jets, or the planes rather, in Battlefield 1. I kind of regret it because I feel like I missed out on a lot of the good Battlefield times there, but it is what it is. So right at the tail end of Battlefield 5, I lost my job. And I thought, well, I may as well go make some content on YouTube again. And that kind of kickstarted things, and here we are. But yeah, now I'm working basically just like cooking people's lunches. I work in a fish factory here in Iceland, so we've got like 200 people, and basically I've got to come in, make their breakfast, make their lunch, and then at 1 o'clock, I'm gone, baby. Long gone are my days of working till 1 o'clock in the morning, from 9 o'clock in the morning to 1 a.m. the next morning. 14, 16-hour shifts. I'm not doing that shit again, man. I'm too old for that. Is this Battlefield 6 live beta? This is not the live beta, no. This is some footage that was recorded at the reveal event. But the beta is available for download. You can grab it right now. You can go in and look at the options, and you can set things up. But you can't play it yet. You can only play it on the 7th at the earliest. Yeah, I like my job. I like cooking, you know. And it's great because I get to take home food from work as well. So whenever I cook at work, I bring it home for the family, and then it's kind of like an easy dinner in the evening. Oh, thank you. Thank you, my tag. I mean, I'm not exactly an army veteran or anything, but I'll take it, dude. The way I looked at it when I was learning to be a chef is like, people always gotta eat, you know? I'll tell you one thing. People don't need content creators. They don't need people to show... Like, if the world goes to shit, you don't need a guy showing you Battlefield 6 gameplay, but you do need to eat food. So, I made that my... That's my priority. You're always gonna need me in some way. I'll be like some old... If World War 3 comes around, I'll be like some washed up content creator, like, back in the days, man, I used to make Battlefield videos. Remember Battlefield? Remember when we had PCs and games? I hope it doesn't come to that. This kind of took a dark turn. Do you know if the defibs are instant like in Battlefield 3 or charged? They are charge, man. I think they are, at least. Again, it's been a while. I mean, that guy just got revived there. You couldn't really tell. Maybe he pre-charged him. I think you gotta rub those paddles, baby. It's true. People always gotta eat. That is one thing you can count on, and that is people will always need to eat food, and they will need people to make it taste good for them. Almost anything else in the world, any other career, you can say, okay, well, we can do without that. You know, obviously, in like an apocalypse. I'm not talking like in general, but yeah, exactly. Before the world imploded. What gun did I like the most when playing Battlefield 6? Okay, so this is gonna be... I don't know if this is a controversial take, but I played a lot of Assault, and I played pretty much exclusively with the Weapon Sling perk. Because, like, all of the other gadgets that are available for Assault, and for those who don't know, the Weapon Sling is that you can equip a secondary primary weapon instead of a gadget. And the gadgets available are like, you know, the underbarrel grenade launcher, there's an HE one, there, you know, for anti-infantry, there's an AP one, there is one that's, like, made for destroying walls, especially, like a destructive one. And so I thought that was a no-brainer. Like, of course, I'm going to choose a second primary weapon than an underbarrel grenade launcher, right? So I always ran with the L85A2 assault rifle, or whatever it's actually called. They were just called Rifle 1, Rifle 2, Rifle 3, but it looked like that. And then I ran with, like, the Tavor SMG. It felt overpowered to me. Basically, the L85 was a complete laser beam, if kitted out correctly. So these sorts of distances, like, he's got an SMG here, right? But these sorts of distances, it was a total laser. And then I'd go in a house, switch to the Tavor, and I had it, like, with a laser on there. So then I just hit fire everybody down. And it felt pretty unfair. So I left feedback and said, this weapon sling thing, like, I get it. It's one of the core parts of the assault kit. But it's just overpowered, man. Now, they have since nerfed it. As far as I understand, you cannot use a signature weapon. So, signature weapons are assault rifles, LMGs, I think SMGs as well, but they didn't, like, Kevin didn't actually say SMGs in his post, but we know that SMGs are signature weapons for the engineers. And then also sniper rifles. So, the secondary weapon that you take here, or the second primary, I should say, cannot be any of those four, but you can still take a carbine, and let's face it, carbines are pretty much as good as assault rifles, and you can still take a shotgun. Those are really good, so you could still kit that out in the same way with a laser. You know, you go in a house, you clear the house with hipfire aim with your shotgun with the laser, and then as soon as you go outside and you're in a close range situation, a long range situation, you switch to your laser beam assault rifle and you start beaming people across the map. I just don't like it. I don't like it. I don't know. Like, I really want to hear what everybody says about this after the open beta. Try it for yourselves. See what you think. But to me, the choice is, like, obvious. Like, not choosing a second primary. And when I look at the other choices there, like, okay, I've got, like, an underbarrel grenade launcher, and that's pretty much it. There's just no reason to not choose a second primary. Yeah, the Tavor was crazy. 3-bullet kill up to 2 meters. It was one of the highest. I just looked at the damage model for all of the SMGs. And I went, oh, this one just 33 damage? Yeah, I'm taking this one. And we'll go from there. How close to 3 and 4 is this? I mean, I'd say it's pretty close to Battlefield 3. I definitely, like, when I first played this, I got Battlefield 3 vibes. I think with the rubble drops, you know, being able to kill people with them, it's good. Like, the one takeaway I can tell you guys from playing Labs is that, and I've heard this from everybody, this is a fun game to play. That's the main thing you need to know. This is a really fun game. Like, you're gonna enjoy yourself. I can almost promise you. And really, when it comes down to it, like, is there much else that matters? Like, if it's fun, if you enjoy playing it, there's going to be a lot of players on the game, it's going to be a good time. So I'm really stoked to actually, like, not just stream to show you guys my gameplay and give you my thoughts, but I'm really excited to hear from all of you guys who've never played, like, what your initial impressions are, and just see, like, the overall sentiments in the chat, you know? People are asking about secure boot. Is it still required? Is there any negatives about it? So yes, secure boot is required. It's even required for Battlefield 2042 now, but also for Battlefield 6. So if you haven't got that sorted, like, please do it before the beta. Otherwise, you're going to be really mad if you get errors and stuff. Is there anything bad about it? I mean, I've heard some people say that secure boot is important for, like, dual booting, I think, or running like a virtual machine. I don't know anything about that stuff. I don't do that. I don't know why some people do that. I'm gonna be frank. Like, I have Windows 11 installed, guys. Just last time I rebuilt my rig and I did this upgrade with the stuff I have. I figured, okay, since I'm doing a reinstall, I may as well get on the bloody Windows 11 bandwagon. You know, I'm gonna have to do it at some point. I may as well do it now. And I think secure boot is automatically enabled for Windows 11. So, like, I didn't notice anything. I didn't even know it had changed because I already had it on. Apparently, this is like a problem with people on Windows 10, right? That you've got to go in your BIOS. So, like, it's different for everybody's motherboards. I would say, like, go look up your motherboard model and see if it's on or not for you. And basically, like, go through that troubleshooting, you know. I'm sure for people who aren't tech savvy, it's a bit of a pain. Like, if you don't even know what the BIOS is, it may take a bit of Googling and stuff. But I'm sure it's going to be required for, like, every game pretty soon. Yeah, as Gothic says, some motherboards already have the setting on my default. Maybe mine is like that as well. I have a... Do I have an Asus motherboard? I think I do. Yeah, it's something to do with... It is something to do with the anti-cheat, yeah. But it's... As far as I understand it, it's to stop people running virtual machines. Because I think what people could do is... You can... what's it called? Like is it called like a VM? Is that something virtual monitor or something? Basically, one of the ways that people are cheating these days is they run a virtual machine. And they run a cheat on this, like, sort of second machine, even though it's all running on the same hardware. And, like, I think EA's anti-cheat system then can't see the cheat because it only sees what's on top of Windows, not what's underneath Windows on the hardware level. But they do have a new, like, kernel anti-cheat, which is called... They're calling it Javelin now, which is the same one they've been using in Battlefield 2042, and that works at the kernel level. So it can actually see, like, stuff that's running on your system, not just on Windows. So it's overall it's a positive, you know. It's going to stop cheating in the game.
I'm fucking hit. I'm hit.
Does anyone know if there's settings for ADS FOV in Battlefield 6? I can't seem to find it. You know, Clyde, when you mention it, I didn't see that either. I think it is somewhere. It may just take a bit of looking around. The way the menus are set out in the beta, I would recommend getting the beta downloaded nice and early, going through all the options, trying to set up as much as you can, because stuff is in like different locations than you're probably used to. All right, Max, no worries, man. Enjoy the San Andreas. That's a throwback. What's the big news? So we kind of went over this like a couple of hours ago, but the big news is basically that DICE have decided to make some changes to the class system. So you may not see these changes in the open beta because it's just happened now, it sounds like. But what they've done is they've taken the spawn beacon off of the recon class and given it to the assault class. And then they've also given assault more perks. I think one of the perks is that they give their squad mates a buff, so your squad mates can spawn. I think you get out of combat quicker, so your squad mates can spawn on you. And this is all to push the assault class in the direction of being less of a lone wolf class and more of a like team player, right? Their idea is for that to be like the objective capper. So they want you to be putting spawn beacons down around the flags. They want your squad mates to be able to spawn on you with ease. But I think it's a good idea, but at the same time, they've taken the spawn beacon off of the recon. So if you're somebody who likes to go, you know, to the edge of the map and snipe, and you put down your spawn beacon and whatnot, now you're not going to be able to do that anymore. And it doesn't seem like they've given... It's kind of funny, Ragdoll. It doesn't seem like they've given anything to replace the spawn beacon to the recon class. So I'm a bit confused. I think this is... I think people who don't play recon are going to be happy. Which I've got to say is me. I never play recon. Like, I don't really mind. But I can totally understand people who do play recon and they like to go and set up their sniping position, that they're going to be pissed. They are not going to be happy, dude. But we'll see. You know, again, like, I would say try the beta, but they've said these changes may not be in the beta yet. Slide is a big no for you, Ravenlord. Yeah, a lot of people have worries about that. I haven't really... I mean, I've played labs, and I haven't seen too many... too many examples of that slide being used offensively and it actually, like, working out for you. Most of the time people tried that, they just died. But yeah, as 7ATM is saying that the slide was also bugged in the beta, it's sliding, like, further than it should do. Squad beacon should be given to the squad leader, not a class. I also don't think that's a bad idea either, yeah. Or at the least, I don't really see why not both? Why do they have to remove the beacon from the... Can't both classes have the beacon? Is that... Like, would that be a huge balancing issue? I don't know. The bar's been low, so this seems great. Yeah, I agree. Do I have any more info about the new Portal's map builder? I'm really looking forward to it since it uses an engine I'm familiar with. There isn't a ton of information out about that yet, but they have said that what you'll essentially be able to do is, like, take assets within a map and move those around. So it's not like a map creator. You can't, like, just make a new map, but you will be able to move things around, and you're going to be able to do stuff like AI scripting. So, like, both with bots and in order to, like, create gameplays, I think, or game modes rather. And a couple of examples they said that they've done internally is somebody made an overhead 2D shooter where your soldier's probably just, like, turning like that, like, left and right with their A and D on the keyboard, and you're shooting. And what was the other one? I think, I can't remember. I think a hardcore mode they said they made there. So, like, I don't think it's going to be, like, endless possibilities. It might not be quite, you know, as extensive as we think it's going to be, but I think it's still going to be a lot better than Portal 1.0. We're going to have Operation Locker and Metro at day one if it happens on me. I think Operation Metro is a bit long in the tooth, man. I think it's, I think we've had it enough. No, Hangman, no new maps or like, again, I don't really know anything, but I don't think so. Like, I think it's very much like you go in, you choose a map, then you start messing around with it, right? You can move around the assets, you can move around the buildings. Maybe you can take, like, this building from this map and plonk it in the map that you're in. Stuff like that. But of course, yeah, I'm sure you'll be able to move flags and that. But, yeah, it's not like, don't think like a StarCraft 2 map editor where you just start with nothing and you start painting your grass and then you start painting your terrain and you put a tree there, and it's not gonna be like that, I don't think. Am I going to be doing the drops? I will definitely be doing drops as soon as they're available. There are no drops at the moment, unfortunately, but I think from what people are saying, the drops are going to start on the 7th. So yeah, you guys will be able to watch my channel and get early access on the 7th. I'll be going live straight away, first thing in the morning, 8 AM. How can I play today? You can't play today. Nobody can play today. This is a video. We're just hanging out and talking Battlefield 6 and watching together. But yeah, it's only going live on the 7th. Tactical Break just released a video about the Portal mode. Oh, okay, nice. That's probably worth checking out then, guys, if you're interested in that. So, does anybody know anything about this Godot engine that it's running on? Because this is the first time I've heard of it. But somebody in chat said they've used it before, right? So maybe they know more than I do. Wait a minute. Do you guys remember? Oh, wait a damn second here. Does anyone remember? Was it not EA Play Days? Maybe it was last year. And they had this tech demo with AI. There's like a guy running around on boxes with an assault rifle that was clearly an assault rifle from Battlefield 6, by the way. And like, there's a dialogue box, and he types into the dialogue box, hey, make me a map with, like, I can't remember exactly what he said, but like, make me a big map. And the map gets bigger, and then he says, make it even bigger with multiple levels on it. And then it happens. And then they say, make me like an epic building at the end. And that happens as well. Surely, that has to be related to Portal 2.0. Let me try and find this, because I know a lot of people won't have seen that. I'll do it on the monitor here. EA Play Days, is that what it's called? It's kind of hard to find now. I don't even know what to search for here, like editor or something like that. I mean, I did post it in on my channel, but I just can't remember what video it was. If anybody else finds it before me, feel free to link it in the chat. Godot is an open source engine, very lightweight, and it's kind of on the easier side of development. Oh, okay. What was it called, that event? Does anybody remember the exact name? Was it not called EA, like, EA Play Days or something like that? Do I think 2 primaries for Assault is a bit overkill? Definitely. Definitely. Like, I ran with nothing but that in the beta because, to me, it was the best thing. So, that right there tells me that it's not great. I mean, they have slightly nerfed it, so you can't take a second synergy weapon, but you can still take, you know, a shotgun, DMR, a carbine. EA Days of Play, is that what it was called? No, that's a PlayStation thing. Let me go check my YouTube. I really want to find this. If I scroll through my videos for long enough, I'll probably find it. I think it was like after Delta Force released. Oh, I found it. I found it, guys.
Yo, what is up, guys? Ghost here. Welcome back to...
I found the video at least. I just need to find the right bit. Okay. Let's pause this one. Here we go. That DICE can't change that for the sake of the game, right? Alright, moving on here, we have what could potentially be new footage of not just the Frostbite engine, guys. What is with the shitty resolution? Guys, but some weapons from the next Battlefield game. So this was taken from the EA Investors Day that they had a couple of days ago, and during the showcase, they wanted to show off some of their new tech, which essentially uses AI to allow anybody to create whatever they want. And I've actually wondered whether this may be some sort of a Portal 2.0. So in this example, they just type into the dialogue box here, make me a map out of boxes, make it more complicated, spawn me 2 players with weapons, and then give me some combat. Instead of needing to know the But, oof, look at those characters, guys. And outs of
my
map editing and all of that sort of stuff. You can literally just type to it like it's a person, and it will do whatever you instruct it to do. So that in and of itself is pretty interesting, but what's even more enthralling is the fact that they're running around with 2 weapons, and what other EA games, of course they are EA assets, have these kind of weapons? I don't think there is any other game except for Battlefield. These don't look like they're from any past Battlefield game, so I can only assume that this is on whatever new iteration of the Frostbite engine they have, and these weapons are from that Battlefield game as well. And I gotta say, I really like what I see here. It looks great. But of course, that being said, the proof is going to be in the pudding, and just because this little tech demo looked amazing and they managed to bump up the graphics for that, does not necessarily mean that's how Battlefield 2025, or whatever we want to call the next game, is going to look. Now, during the show, so they made this big, like, pyramid thing there. So that's kind of how it was. There was just this dialogue box, and the guy was, like, typing stuff in, like, you know, hey, like, I want it to be literally more epic, and the AI just did it. And they've already said that there's going to be scripting with AI. So, yeah, man, I don't know how much, maybe that was Portal 2.0. I'm pretty sure it's maybe something related to it. Oh, hello there, Mr. Torvis. Welcome. Yeah, you can drag people who are down. That is one of the best new things in this Battlefield game. It's so good. very intuitive as well. It just works. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those characters were just placeholders for that event. I would say they've been ripped right out of The Sims rather than Battlefield. Can I please delete your chat history? Why? I don't even know if I don't even know how to do that, dude. And now I'm gonna scroll up.
Objective Alpha is under enemy control.
Dude, I can't even, like... I don't even know how to freaking delete a message. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, in the normal chat window. I'm so used to chat window.
Fuck! Medic! I got you! We cannot sustain these losses. Take effective action. We are attacking Objective Alpha. Objective Alpha is under enemy control.
I don't know why you have to have such an annoying name behind you with like a bunch of... I don't care what you posted, to be honest with you, so forget. Just don't click on his link, guys. That's the Twitch side, by the way. Anybody on YouTube who's like, what the hell? What the hell? Oh, yeah, sorry. I turned up the volume for for the other video there. Let me sort it out. There we go. I think we're back to normal. Sorry about blasting your guys' ears out there. Is this footage from now? This footage is from the 31st, was it? The day of the reveal event? What happened to that guy? What the? Did I go far enough back there? That seems like a weird bug. He just flew away into space. That's funny, man. Yeah, any footage you guys see has really only been recorded at that event because all the footage from labs is still on NDA. You're not allowed to show anything from labs, but that's all there's been. There's been the reveal event, and the next time we see footage is going to be on the 7th. Alright, there you go. You got timed out. It should have gone. It'll be back in... yeah, 10 minutes. It's so confusing for me, right? Because I've got 3 different chat. I've got like the Twitch chat, and then I've got like the YouTube chat. Then I've got a third chat thing that combines both of them, so I can see all your guys' chats together. And that doesn't have any moderation tools in it, which kind of sucks. And then I've got Chatterino, which is also like for Twitch, but things are in different places. Yeah, no worries, Hangman. No worries. Maybe somebody will order you a pizza. Yeah, the default skins are awesome. The question is, what are the other skins going to be like? Hello, Lady Kerberos. Thank you so much for the raid. Appreciate it. Also, awesome to see that you're popping off, man. Loving to see that. Welcome, guys. Welcome. We're just chilling out, watching some Battlefield 6 gameplay. Talking BF6. Voice acting is placeholder. Is it, though?
A raid of such magnitude is akin to a battle brother, bringing reinforcements to a beleaguered position. It is a show of unity and strength, bolstering the streamer's ranks with fresh eyes and energy. Lady Kerberos has executed a strategic move worthy of commendation, enhancing the streamer's reach and fortifying their standing in this digital battlefield. Such acts echo the camaraderie we uphold in the Imperium.
The Imperium. Okay, okay. Thank you so much for that. I don't know, man. I'm trying out Tangier. It's kind of going nuts sometimes. Yeah, I hope everyone's gonna pop off. Like, it's crazy because I'm following. I don't stream that often, but like I follow, you know, you, and I'm always seeing like Junda and just like a lot of other streamers on Twitch. And whenever I go and look at the Twitch section, like everyone's just got like 10 times as many viewers as normal. And it's so nice because you can just tell that there is like a lot of hype around Battlefield 6 right now. And I think that really tells us what we need to know, that this game's gonna pop off, guys. Like, I'm so excited to see when the beta drops, how many people are even gonna play the beta. Like, never mind the release of the game. So my estimate, right, 10th of October, release day, I say we're getting 300,000 players. Bear in mind, Battlefield 2042 got 100k. Was it around 110,000, I think it had. Thank you, Michael, for the 79. Appreciate it, dude. So yeah, I think like 300k is actually not being too crazy. 100 million. Just downloaded the beta. I'm very excited for Battlefield 6. Yeah, for anybody who's not downloaded it, I would recommend you do that. There is a bunch of options in there, and like if you're the kind of person who wants to tinker around with those options and get things set up, I mean, you can't go into a test range. So, you know, for example, mouse sensitivity, there's not really much you can do in that regard. I just want to go back a couple of kills there, because that kill right there, that seemed very laser beamy. See, he was even strafing there. Like, there is recoil in the game, guys. I can promise you. Like, I played it. There's a bunch of recoil. You do have to control the recoil, but a lot of guns do seem pretty beamy. Then again, it's an arcade game. Yeah, so I think I tried that, right? I put the same sensitivity that I had in 2042 into BF6 or into labs, and it didn't really work. It didn't feel the same. Unfortunately, the game like hasn't been in if anybody uses the mouse sensitivity website. Maybe it's in now. Can I go over the beta settings? I won't do it again because I've already done it once in this stream, and I've also done a whole video. There's a video on my YouTube if you want to check it out with all the beta settings there. It's like a 10-minute video because it's basically just me like setting up my stuff and like reading the settings. So if you want like a full overview of it, then it's all there. There are some new things, like a lot is going to be familiar. If you've played a Battlefield game before, you're going to kind of know what stuff does. But there are some new things. There's new audio settings, especially like for VoIP. So you can change it so that VoIP kind of comes from in the world. So if your squaddie's talking and he's on your right, it's going to come from his soldier instead of it just like feeling like you're on Discord with them. And then you can also kind of mute some of the harsher sounds in the game. So like the tinnitus sounds when, you know, that ringing you get in your ears when a grenade goes off, or an RPG or something right next to your head. You can actually turn those specific sounds down, which I think is kind of a nice touch for anybody who is perhaps sensitive to that. Good evening, Para. Good evening. How are you doing? Can I go over, have I used things like double tap control to slide or stand when starting to sprint? You didn't go over those settings. Yeah, so double tap to, I think I had it on both. I think that's one of the settings there. You can have it set on both. That's how I did it, and that's generally like the way that I slid. I just double tap C, I think it was. And that seemed pretty, yeah, that was fine. Pretty intuitive. I'm probably going to tinker around with my settings some more, though, because, you know, every time we got labs testing, it was 2 hours. So I didn't want to spend much of that 2 hours messing around with my settings. So I pretty much just, like, set my mouse sensitivity, and I messed with that if it didn't feel right. But outside of that, I just kind of went with, like, whatever, because I just wanted to play as many rounds as I could in those 2 hours. So, you know, once the beta comes out, I'll probably spend some time trying out different options and figuring out what's best. And who knows, maybe then I'll do like a settings guide, maybe for graphic options as well. You got a 3060 Ti. I think that's like, that's recommended, right? That's the recommended settings. So I think they said balanced with like high settings, you can get 60 FPS. Oh, cheers, Optic. Thanks for linking that one up. Does single tapping control during a sprint put you in crouch sprint by default? I think so. I think so. I'm not, like, don't quote me on that one, but there are settings for that. So that, like, if you're crouched and you're sprinting or something, and then you stand up, or is it the other way around? Like, if you're sprinting, stood up, and then you crouch, it will keep on sprinting that way, or you can change it so you just, like, stop sprinting. Yeah, a lot of people saying they don't like the slide. Like, again, you know, I could only speak from my own experiences, but I didn't find it to be overpowered. I didn't really find people sliding into me and getting a kill that felt unfair or anything like that. In this build from the reveal event, it was bugged. Speaking of sliding... That guy just went... Was that that was Maxic. Of course it was bloody Maxic. Sliding around the doorway, dude. But, notice, he slid around the doorway, and what happened? He died. So most of the examples I've seen of this are people going, oh, this is preposterous, this sliding in this game. They're dying, though. Like, I've seen people jump shooting, and yeah, okay, they did it, but they also died doing it, so... What does that tell you? It's probably not that great. I think we should just all kind of, you know, chill out a bit. And, like, once... If we play the beta and everybody's sliding all over the place and, like, that's, like, the meta. You know, the meta is to slide into every engagement. Then, yeah, okay, let's maybe start kicking up a fuss. But until that happens, I think we should just kind of... Yeah, I agree with Ladeus. I like the movement. So what are the news? The news is mostly on the class system. They're making some pretty big changes to the Assault class and the Recon class. So the Assault class is getting the spawn beacon off of the Recon class. And strangely, the Recon class gets nothing in return. So I don't really know how that works. But I guess we'll find out about it. And the reason is so that the Assault class is less of a lone wolf. They think that the spawn beacon makes more sense on the assault class than it does on the recon, because the recon basically just uses it in the middle of Africa so that they can respawn on it themselves, but not for like the good of the squad. Whereas the assault class would put it down on a flag. And they're also getting some new perks for the assault class where I think like you get out of combat faster, so then your squad mates can spawn on you and support you on that cap. And then there's also a new tree coming. They're getting rid of, I think they're getting rid of the Pathfinder tree for recon, and they're putting in, I think it's called Spec Ops. Personally, I didn't think it looked that hot. Like, there's like lower footstep sounds when you're crouched or prone, which didn't sound very interesting to me because most of the time you're not crouched or prone, you're just stood up. And then the other perks were like even worse, like you could spot gadgets. That kind of seems like a bit of a nothing burger of a perk to me. But again, you know, I'm going to reserve reservations really until I've played the game. Thing is, I don't think it's actually going to be in the open beta. I think that's only coming in somewhat later. What about the drone? Like, the UAV, you mean? Or the, like, is there a gadget drone? I'm not going to lie, I actually never play recon, guys, in labs. Because I just played assault engineer and support. Oh, dude, the graphics are so nice. And, like, this is a YouTube video as well, right? Imagine how it actually looks if you're playing it. Yeah, that's a good point as well, Adaeus. They technically got the sweet spot back. Sweet spot. From what I've seen, most people never liked the sweet spot. Like, I don't have any experience with that because I pretty much skipped Battlefield 1. But I asked everyone in chat, like, what do you think of this? And everyone was like, I hate the sweet spot. I've not heard a single good thing about it. Yeah, there, Hangman said exactly that right now. So, I don't know. Why are they putting that back in? Seems like a thing that people universally hate, so I don't really understand that decision. What is a sweet spot? So, again, I haven't played BF1, so please correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but there was a certain range where you could one-shot people in the body, in the upper chest, I think it was, with the sniper rifles in Battlefield 1. But it had to be above a certain range and lower than a certain range, and that's why it's called the sweet spot. I don't know what the range was. I skipped Battlefield 1, but not 2042. Well, you know, when you say it that way, it does sound strange. I'll admit it. Back in the day, I used to be a... Well, I suppose you could call me a jet sweat. Really? I started my channel on jet tutorials and stuff like that for Battlefield 3 and 4. When I tried the planes in Battlefield 1, I said, guys, I do not want part of this. And I was gone, man. I don't know, I just lost interest. Like, they just didn't... The game didn't do it for me, gameplay-wise. And I just... it may have been partially to do with the fact that I was sucked deep into World of Warcraft and Mythic Raiding at the time. That may be why I just gradually stopped doing it, because I just wasn't interested in the game. But then I lost my job. And then when I lost my job, I went, okay, I guess I'll make YouTube content again. And that was right at the end of Battlefield 5, so... Unfortunately, then Battlefield 2042 came along. But no matter, we went through those 4 long years, and here we are with Battlefield 6, so... I don't know. Paid off? Maybe? Hopefully? We'll see. Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, I can get behind that. Like, the immersion, the atmosphere, the graphics... Everything about Battlefield game was like, it looks incredible, sounds incredible, but gameplay-wise, it just wasn't for me. It's just too slow. There's not enough expression in it, really. Visibility, terrible. Like, I've been trying to play that game recently, right? Because I never played it, so I've been jumping on it, and Maybe it's because I don't know the maps. I don't have any of the weapons unlocked and stuff, but every map that's like trench warfare, there's mud everywhere. Like, to me, all the soldiers, they just have the same... They look like the mud. They've all got cloaks on, and they're all like beige or brown or whatever, and everyone's just like prone in the mud, and I never see them, and I'm running past and they just like gun me down every time. And I'm not gonna lie, I've rage quit a fair few rounds in there. Right, guys, it is time I go and make some food. I gotta go cook something for the kids. The wife is she's away, and that being said, I cook most of the time. Well, maybe not most of the time, 50% of the time anyway. So I should probably go and see to them a bit. So we're gonna find somebody else on Twitch to raid here. So if you're on the Twitch side, hang about. We'll go surprise somebody. I just have no idea how many viewers we've got on Twitch at the moment. Oh, nice. We've got 270 of you guys. Damn, Stone Mountains. Streaming Battlefield 6 as well. Like, I want to find, hopefully, somebody who is, like, small-ish. Who would appreciate it, you know. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. Really, really appreciate it. I know you guys could be doing anything else, so the fact you decide to come and spend some time with me really means a lot. Thank you guys so much for that. And don't forget to subscribe, by the way, to the YouTube. There's going to be a lot of videos coming out. Plenty of streams and whatnot. Okay, let's check the Battlefield 2042 section. Oh, we could go raid Prolosco. Losco is my boy. He's actually coming back for this game, I know, and he's one of the most cracked helicopter pilots I've seen. He's just started streaming as well. He started 3 minutes ago. So I'm going to send you guys over there to him.
Sad, man, sad. We could have met up, actually. I realized afterwards it was like an old like message.
Alright guys, I will love you and leave you. Again, thanks for hanging out. See you guys soon in another video or a stream. If it's not any sooner than like tomorrow, it's definitely going to be on the 7th with the beta. I'll have drops on. We'll be getting keys for everybody. It should be a blast. So I will see you then. Bye-bye.